I'm only telling people in English language what the Quran says. I don't. So now, what you guys, when you watch me, what I do is from what the Arabic language says, I go to English language and tell you if you go to Quran chapter 3, verse 4, God says this, 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 this. That's all I do. But people think I'm doing tafsir. I'm giving my own commentary again. This is what people normally think. I don't do commentary.
What? Angel Gabriel is standing, is associating with Allah.
You don't understand.
You're using P for both of them.
Simple. You don't understand. This is simple logic. For instance, Satu, I'm working in the sales and marketing department, right?
Okay.
I'm the supervisor of the branch I work.
Okay.
So I'm more like a boss in my branch.
Okay.
Now, when the boss gives me instructions, I come to the workers.
Okay.
I speak in the position of the boss to the workers. And then, listen, then when the worker is making mistake, I'll tell him, we don't do this here. I use the word, we don't do this here. We do it this way. The we I'm using, so it's a simple logic. The we I'm using, listen. The we I'm using is based on permission and authority. So I can say, we don't do this here because the boss has made me the supervisor to instruct the other workers. I'm only telling people in English language what the Quran says. I don't. So now, what you guys, when you watch me, what I do is from what the Arabic language says, I go to English language and tell you if you go to Quran chapter 3, verse 4, God says this, 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 this. That's all I do. But people think I'm doing tafsir. I'm giving my own commentary again. This is what people normally think. I don't do commentary.
I don't do commentary. Is what our brother just said. Baba Shuaib, the correctional officer. I don't do commentary. Is what he said. It's amazing. But is that a true statement? When he says he doesn't do commentary, which means he does not try to explain things, not just by reading them, but explaining what it means. Does he give his own commentary? I have a lot of things to say about Baba Shuaib. But if I do so, it may seem as if I have something against him, which I don't. Absolutely not. I have nothing personal against Baba Shuaib. There is no need for me calling him names because it is, for me, it is not personal. It is, the matter is about what you say and what you are saying about someone's belief, the scriptures and what you are saying, what you're trying to prove people, or what you are trying to misguide people. Then we have to correct you. But it's not personal. It's not I have something against Baba Shuaib. I have a lot. I've watched his video. I have studied him. I have now been able to identify or to recognize how he is manipulating the people. Baba Shuaib thinks he is the next prophet. He thinks he is the only one who is correct. And then he's in his tone, in the way he speaks, you know this guy, he's like a court leader. This is what Baba Shuaib is like. A court leader, leading a court. Nobody can go against him, and whatever he says is the correct way. And he says this, right? I was speaking with him one time. I want to go straight to the point. Actually, I want people to understand things here, okay? I was speaking with him one time. This is what he said, right? I just played the video for you, but I want you to listen to something here. Let me try and do it this way. Baba Shuaib, you have no chance, okay? And that is why I have been able to call him on his platform.
People,
listen carefully. I have been able to call him on his platform several times. Has he been able to call on this platform before? No, because he wants the comfort zone. He wants to be in a comfort zone where he can control the system. I don't have nothing to hide. It's not personal. And if you are speaking the truth, you can call at any time. You open your phone lines, you give people the opportunity to call. Seto will call there. Because why? We have our references and we know what we are talking about. But for him, he wants to be in front of his audience, those who cannot call him, out, those who cannot like critically analyze him or go against whatever he's saying. It's amazing. He has translated the Quran. You see, Baba Shuaib is like this. It's like me taking the Bible, translating the Bible to suit me, to suit what I want the Bible to be. And then now I am going to debate with you with the Bible that I have translated. So whatever you say, which does not go with my Bible, your translation is wrong. That is what Baba Shuaib is. That is his whole strategy. He is using the Quran that he has translated. Right? So whenever you bring another translation, which does not match with his translation, he will say that translation is wrong. He is the only one who can translate the Quran perfectly. So you have to go with his translation. So he is coming to the game with his translation. And then if you bring another translation, yours is wrong. That is how he's using. That is the whole strategy. And then he thinks God has given him this wisdom to share this. That's what he says in his own audios. Listen carefully. He says, do you think he was going to like fool people for the wisdom God has given him, that God gave him? That is, his God gave him this wisdom. He didn't give anybody, only Baba Shuaib. Listen to what he said about Ibn Kathir. Okay, listen.
I'm only telling people.
Let me do it this way. Let me do it this way, so people will understand what I'm trying to say. Listen.
In English language, I'm only telling people in English language what the Quran says. I don't. So now, what you guys, when you watch me, what I do is, from what the Arabic language says, I go to English language and tell you, if you go to Quran chapter 3, verse 4, God says this, 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 this. That's all I do. But people think I'm doing tafsir. I'm giving my own commentary again. This is what people normally think. I don't do commentary.
Did you hear that? He doesn't do commentary. That's what he is saying. But when you go and watch his video, he's explaining to people what the right hand possess. When the Quran says right hand possess, which everybody till now accepts that right hand possess means captive people, captive women, or your slaves. It has something to do with captive women or your slaves. He says he doesn't do tafsir. He doesn't do commentary. But go and watch his video. I have the video here. I can play it for you. He is giving the commentary. He is explaining to people what right hand possess mean. And it is funny. The most funniest commentary I have ever heard from a Muslim given to what the right hand possess mean. He doesn't do tafsir, but listen to what he will say about Ibn Kathir.
You understand? It's just like when you are watching sports. You watch basketball, you watch football, soccer, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you are watching with your eyes, there's a referee giving you commentary, and he can be telling you some history about a football player, but the match you are watching, you don't see that history there.
Exactly.
But it is the commentator now giving you the commentary. This thing in Arabic, we call it the tafsir. This tafsir, Baba Shuaib is not doing the same thing. I'm only telling you the translation of the verses and tell you what the verses say.
Did you hear that? So when we go and check the right hand possess, what that word means. Did you give commentary, or did you just read what it says? Did you just read it, what it says, or were you giving your own commentary? I said that this guy is like a court leader. That is it. Nobody goes against him on his platform. You have the opportunity. I can put a telephone number there. He can call in. It will be fantastic for him to call in. And then you will see. I will give him time to speak. Because I have called him, I have contacted him on his own platform many times when he was doing a show. Can he do the same thing with me? No. He wants me to call him to arrange on his platform. Why? Why? Let's continue. Let me see.
I'm only telling people.
No, this is not the correct.
I'm only telling people in English language what the Quran says. I don't. So now, what you guys, when you watch me, what I do is, from what the Arabic language says, I go to English language and tell you, if you go to Quran chapter 3, verse 4, God says this. That's all I do. But people think I'm doing tafsir. I'm giving my own commentary again. This is what people normally think. I don't do commentary. You understand? It's just like when you are watching sports. You watch basketball. You watch football, soccer, right? When you are watching with your eyes, there's a referee giving you commentary, and he can be telling you some history about a football player, but the match you are watching, you don't see that history there. But it is the commentator now giving you the commentary. This thing in Arabic, we call it the tafsir. This tafsir, Baba Shuaib is not doing the same thing. I'm only telling you the translation of the verses and tell you what the verses say.
You have heard it two times. He doesn't do tafsir, right? We are going to expose him. I'm trying to find this another video. It is right here. I have it here. I have a lot of videos from this guy exposing him. So did God give you? This is the video I'm actually searching for. Okay, let me play this one more time. The permission to explain it to me?
No, I didn't say I'm explaining anything to you. Did I claim I'm doing tafsir? Tato?
Yes.
Did I claim I'm doing tafsir?
You are giving me the understanding of the verse.
No, I didn't give you the understanding. I'm telling you what the verse says. If I'm giving you understanding, listen. Yeah, but the point is, who gave him the permission?
Did you hear that? He said he's telling us what the verse says. And I said, okay, that is what Ibn Kathir is also doing. He says, but who gave him, Ibn Kathir, who gave him the permission? Baba Shuaib is telling us something what the verse says. I said that is what somebody is also doing. He says, who gave him the permission to tell us what the verse says? You see how he's speaking there? So now who gave Baba Shuaib the permission to tell us what the verse says? He says the Quran is clear. You will hear him. You will say the Quran is clear in Arabic. Are you the only person who speaks Arabic? So if the Quran is so clear in Arabic, why do you think then you need to explain something for us? And when somebody who also speaks Arabic explains it to us, you are saying he's wrong. Who gave him the permission? You see the logic here? Listen one more time. I want people to, because I don't know why some people don't want to reason for themselves. Listen. You are giving me the understanding of the verse.
No, I didn't give you the understanding. I'm telling you what the verse says. If I'm giving you understanding, listen. Yeah, but the point is, who gave him the permission? Why specifically will you point Ibn Kathir to me? Why not Prophet Muhammad? Why don't you tell me what Prophet Muhammad said?
Did you hear him? So why would I point Ibn Kathir and not Prophet Muhammad? Because Prophet Muhammad, God gave him permission. And then now he is also claiming that he has been given the wisdom from God. And that is why he is using it. So like God has given him the permission to do it. Ibn Kathir, no. Prophet Muhammad, yes. Baba Shuaib, yes. You see what I'm speaking about? It's easy. So he is questioning Ibn Kathir, which majority of the Muslims follow and listens to. He's not listening to Ibn Kathir. He has the wisdom to do so.
That would be a great if we had the Prophet Muhammad's interpretation of this verse.
Okay, so give me the interpretation of someone God has appointed. Don't give me somebody's opinion. I don't need somebody's opinion.
Did you hear that? Give me the interpretation of someone whom God has appointed. Has God appointed Baba Shuaib? Yes, according to him. So he is giving interpretation. So he can give interpretation because why? God has appointed him. I shouldn't listen to Ibn Kathir. I should give him the interpretation from someone God has appointed. I said this guy is easy to read. Strategy.
So Baba Shuaib, so how come when you come online,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
and you want to make it clear?
I don't make anything clear. I'm only telling people in English language what the Quran says. I don't make Quran clear.
That is making it clear for the people.
He doesn't make the Quran clear. The Quran is clear on its own. So let's bring somebody who reads Arabic. And let's bring you, Baba Shuaib, you read Arabic. And let's see if the Quran is clear like you are claiming. If the Quran is so clear, why don't you agree with these other Muslims? Those who also read the Arabic and they came to different understanding. You are a hadith rejecter. If the Quran is so clear, you see the logic here? You are reading it in Arabic. You are using the language. This is an Arabic religion, an Arab religion. So you always using the language as like where you can hide and pretend, oh, this guy doesn't speak Arabic, so he cannot even read the Quran itself. He can only read translations, so he's not even, you don't even have to listen to him. Now we bring someone who reads the Arabic but disagrees with you. What do you mean the Quran is clear? Where is the Quran clear? Where? Okay.
No, I don't make it clear. If you say I make it clear, it means the Quran is not clear.
Yeah, but
But is the Quran clear? Now we will go back. We will go to the video. So you clearly heard him. We should show him someone God has appointed. So has God appointed Baba Shuaib for us? Think about this, okay?
And people who are quick to
think about this.
If you have balls, let's do it.
Baba Shuaib, I will manage to get him one time here, okay? So I have this video also from him. Okay? Baba Shuaib said he doesn't do interpretation. He doesn't do tafsir. He doesn't give commentary. Is that a true statement? Now, when we say what your right hand possess, right? I'm sorry, those who are in the comment section, please, right? I am trying to like go straight to the point here. So I'm not focusing too much on the comment section, but you can leave your comment. I will go back and read some of the comments. Because you see now, I am not like a teacher. I am not somebody who has been trained to teach or to give a message. I am just doing my best. This is my own, like, I'm doing my best. Let me say like this. And sometimes I cannot focus on two things at the same time, simultaneously, like reading the comments and then trying to say what I want to say. But I want this message to be clear so that people will understand or see the nature of Baba Shuaib and how he is. So that's why I'm not focusing too much on the comment section, because I've seen some people like here already, okay, who are like speaking out, also saying something, okay. I am a Muslim. I love your teaching because we are all naked in this world without religion. Majority of our people regain their faith, regain their religion through the parents. Seriously, we never cautions ourselves. That's what somebody is writing here, okay? Abdul Majid. Suleiman is the one who wrote this one. Okay, I know people are writing here. Start Concord. Concord is also here. Good morning to all the children of God. Good morning, brother in Christ. Okay, we have comments are here. We have, of course, some brothers are here to what your Paul, the imposter who gave him authority. You see now, so we have some brothers say the Bible says already. Jesus gave him the authority. Okay, so the Bible already says it already here. Ibrahim is here. Ibrahim, greetings. Ibrahim, everywhere the Quran is clear. That's what Ibrahim is saying. Okay, this brother Ibrahim from Nigeria, I think that is the brother. He once did a program on this platform, if I'm not mistaken. Right, he's the Muslim who follows Jesus Christ. That is the like. He has a message. He has a different kind of concept of Islam too. It's not like the mainstream Islam. If that is the Ibrahim, greetings, long time. Okay, so like he's saying, the Quran is also clear. That's what he's saying. But when Baba Shuaib reads the Quran about right hand possess, Ibrahim, what is the meaning of right hand possess? What does that mean? If you are still watching, please let me know, okay, in the comment section. Before we go and listen to Baba Shuaib, what he thinks right hand possess, because he's the one who speaks Arabic, right? And he behaves as if he is the only one who speaks Arabic. We want to know what right hand possess means. When the Quran says right hand possesses, what does it mean? Okay, yeah, that's the Ibrahim. Yes, I remember a long time. Ibrahim, you are still there. So please let me know, according to your knowledge, when the Quran uses right hand possess, what does that mean? Okay, what does that mean? I'm trying to see. Okay, it says during the days of war, the slaves. So when the Quran identifies a certain group of people saying your right hand possess, is speaking about slave, according to this Muslim brother. Now you are going to listen to what Baba Shuaib says and how Baba Shuaib is saying this Muslim brother is a fool. Ibrahim, I'm not like insulting you. I just want you to see the energy and how confident Baba Shuaib is. Anyone who goes against him or has a different understanding of what he understands is a fool. Everyone. He explains this in a particular way, and if you come to counter him, you are a fool for believing that. That is how he speaks. And I want people to see. Let's listen to Baba Shuaib. And as I'm saying, he has translated the Quran on his own, right? So his own understanding, his translation is what he bases on in his lectures. And only him, he is correct. But no, what you can see on the screen right now, that is not Baba Shuaib's translation. That is the translation that I trust the most. As somebody who reads the Quran, this is the translation I trust the most. Now let's listen to Baba Shuaib speaking, right? What he's going to read. He is going to read from his Quran translation, and then you compare it to what it is on the screen and judge for yourself. And you can use what it is on the screen to compare other translations too. But Baba Shuaib's own translation is far away. Listen to what Baba Shuaib is about to say. Let's go.
People who are forbidden for you to marry. When you start reading from Quran chapter 4, verse 23, it gives you the criteria of people who are forbidden for you to marry. It's telling the men the type of people forbidden for you to marry. So then it says, unlawful to you are your mothers and your daughters, your sisters, your paternal aunts, your maternal aunts, the daughters of your brother, the daughters of your sister, your mothers who nurtured you and your sisters from breastfeeding, the mothers of your women, that is your wives, your foster children who are under your guardianship from your women, that is your wives, whom you have entered into them, meaning you have copulated with them. But if you have not copulated, entered into them, then there is no blame on you.
Okay. Did you hear what he said? According to what he just read, right? I have in my translation, I have highlighted it. So it says, and your stepdaughters who are in your laps, born of your women, which you had entered into. So before this verse came, it is, to my understanding, they used to sleep with their daughters, with their own children. That's the understanding here. The ones you have entered to. So if you were not entered into them, so if you have not done such a thing before, right? Then you are at no fault. Then you are at no fault. He didn't explain this to them. No, he didn't explain it. He just read it like that. It's amazing. But this is not even the worst case. They will say, yes, when they go to the Bible, they will say, look, Lot and his daughters. But that's a different topic. But just let me go back small. Listen to him one more time. Okay, let me go back small. Listen to it and read it on the screen for yourself. Okay, these are the people who are forbidden for you.
Your foster children who are under your guardianship from your women, that is your wives, whom you have entered into them, meaning you have copulated with them. But if you have not copulated, entered into them, then there is no blame on you.
Your foster children. That's what he, according to his translation, as I'm saying, his translation is a way to suit him. He just wants to polish what the Quran is saying. Okay? He just wants to polish what the Quran is saying. It's like he's ashamed. So he wants to correct what the Quran is saying. Okay, so my translation says, and your stepdaughters who are in your laps, born of your women. Okay, so if the woman, right, your woman has a child before, if you have entered into them, that means you slept with your woman's wife, your woman's child. That is what the verse is saying. But let's continue. You can read it for yourself.
As well as the wives of your sons, you are not supposed to marry.
You're not supposed to.
Then he says, those from your loins, that those you actually give birth, biological sons, you don't have to marry their wives. And to combine two sisters at the same time, together, except what has already preceded before this law came, right? Indeed, God is forgiving and merciful. Then verse 24, and the muhsanat.
So this is very, very important here. Now you are going to see the deception of Baba Shuaib. Once again, the translation that you are reading is the translation that I, Seto SSK, trust the most. This is for me. When he was reading this, it wasn't on the screen. He didn't present this on the screen at the moment when he was reading it. Right? He had another window open, which was not the Quran that he was reading. He was just reading it out to us, but it wasn't on the screen. What you can find on the screen right now, it is my translation, which I trust. I want you to compare it with what he reads, and you will see the deception in him. Verse number 24. This is Quran chapter 4, verse number 24. We want to know what the right hand possesses means. Okay, listen.
Among women. So in this context, it is not talking about chaste.
Let me go back small.
And merciful. Then verse 24. And the muhsanat among women. So in this context, it is not talking about chaste. Look, out of the list of forbidden, in this context, the word muhsanat here is not talking about chaste women. It is talking about fortified women, meaning women who have already been married. They are out of the market. So they've been taken. So in this context, chapter 4, verse 24, the word muhsanat here is used as, and the married among women, they are forbidden for you. If she's already married, you can't go for her.
Exactly. So it is the continuation of 23. It's still telling you what is prohibited for you as a Muslim man. It is prohibited for you to marry a married woman. That is prohibited for you. That's what he's saying. Listen carefully.
That is what the verse is saying. If she's already married, not for you. So the men are told, and the married among women, if the woman is already married, the man, you cannot go and marry her. It's forbidden. Except those your right hands possess. I explained this malakat aimani. I explained it in one of my videos. It's on my YouTube channel. Go and find it out and see what it says.
Did you see that? So he did not explain the verse. He only said, I have explained what right hand possess mean. Go and find it. It's on my YouTube. But what the verse is saying here is saying married women are forbidden for you except what your right hand possess. Now, what right hand possess here, he said he has explained what that means. But what the verse itself is saying here, the exception, when something is forbidden, women who are married are forbidden for you to marry them, except the exception is what your right hand possess. What does that mean? You see, Baba Shuaib never explained this one. He jumped and then he started saying, I have explained what right hand possesses mean. Because he's ashamed of what the verse is saying. What this verse is actually saying is, you cannot marry a married woman. You cannot marry her. Except if she is your right hand possess. Which means it is a simple English. Baba Shuaib is the one who is saying, I have the low IQ and I don't understand English. This except here is telling us you cannot marry married women except that your right hand possesses. It means those your right hand possess, even if they are married, you can still have them. You can still have them because they are your right hand possess, even if they are married. So forbidden for you are already married women. They are forbidden, except your right hand possess. So the right hand possess, it doesn't matter even if they are married. You, Islam, is permitting you to have them. You can still have them. Do you get a point? He refused to explain this part. And then he started focusing. I have already explained what the right hand possess mean. We have the explanation here. His explanation, the one that he's talking about, I have it here. And I will play it for you. And you will laugh. Right hand possesses, they are slaves. Ibrahim confirmed it to us. The whole of the Quran, all the Muslims, Arab Muslims, those who speak Arabic too, it's not only Baba Shuaib who speaks Arabic. I know you cannot trust all the translations, but everybody cannot get it wrong except you, Baba. So him, when he was reading it, he never explained except the exception. He never explained it. You see, he never explained it. So you have get a point here. This verse is saying, except what your right hand possesses. That means them, you can marry them. The word marry, okay, the word marry. You have to be very careful when it is used in Islam. Because married is not like what you think. Sometimes you can give money to somebody and you take her as your wife for some few minutes or some few hours, and that is it. Everybody goes his way. They consider that as marriage too. Let's continue.
Then he says, as a decree of God to you, and lawful for you is what is beyond that, to seek chaste women. So you see here the word muhsinina. The word muhsinina comes from the word muhsanat, meaning the chaste woman, right? So by when you check the word muhsinina and then muhsanat, al-muhsanat used in the same verse, you might think, are they not the same meaning words? Why does it mean different here, different here? Yes, this is how words work. They have multiple meanings. Just because you see them doesn't mean they mean the same thing always. They can have different meanings.
So when you see that Jesus is being called a son, and then David is being called a son, they can have different meanings. They are same word, but it depends on the context. You see the hypocrisy. When it came to the Quran, he says the same word can have different meanings. When it comes to the Bible, he said a son. Jesus is son and David is son, so they must be the same. Look at this guy. And the verse, I have highlighted it. What this verse is saying, like I just said before, when the word marriage is used in Islam, you have to be very careful. It has been given this name marriage, but what kind of marriage is this? There are different types of marriage in Islam. Let's read the verse. It is on the screen. This is the translation that I trust. It says here, right? And this translation is from an ex-Muslim, the generous Quran. Okay? This is the generous Quran. That is what you have to go and get it. An accurate modern English translation of the Quran, Islam's holiest book. Usama K, that is the name. That is the name of the author of this Quran. Okay, you have to go and get this. The generous Quran. Let me try and put it on the screen so that people will see what I'm trying to say. Because I want people to see and get it too. This is the Quran that I am using. Okay, this is the name of the author of the book. Get this Quran. You can download it, PDF online. The generous Quran. This is the you can see it clearly on the screen. Okay, and he gives you accurate translation. He doesn't have to. The accurate translation. But of course, you can also compare it with other translations. But trust me, you get it closer. You will see the true what Quran really is saying, not what Baba Shuaib is saying, not what Sahih International is saying. They all have their agenda. But this translation, I trust. I trust. Okay, so let's listen to what this what it says here. As you can see on the screen, I cannot make it bigger than this right now. Okay, and it is lawful. So Quran chapter 4, verse number 24. And married women are also forbidden, except that your right hand possesses. This is a decree of Allah for you. And it is lawful to you beside this. So now Allah is telling us what is lawful for us. He has already given us, according to the Quran, he has told us what is forbidden. Now what is lawful is being given to us. To seek out women with your money. Listen carefully. So you can seek out women with your money. If this is a separate category, because we already know that lawful for you, when you are going to marry somebody, you have to pay your bride price. Right? That is already included. That's marriage. So this one, Allah is saying you can seek out women with your money. Chaste without fornication. So if you are seeking them with your money, chaste without fornication. So whatever, listen carefully. So whatever you enjoy by it means when you enjoy this money with your money, you enjoy this woman with your money, their sexual part from them. So give them their wages. Do you understand? And this is considered as marriage in Islam. You meet the woman, you can agree with the woman, hey, I want to have this sexual I want to enjoy it. Let me say it like this. I want to enjoy it. How much? For how long? And then they will have an agreement. And then when you enjoy it, then you give it to them. This is not considered as fornication because you are paying her. It is called mutar. And we can check in their scholars. You see now, I'm giving you we can check what their scholars say. Even if you don't trust my translation, what their scholars say, Baba Shuaib, because he's ashamed, he is denying them. But that's not my problem. But I want people to see his translation, mistranslation. Okay, so let's continue. So whatever you enjoy by it, their sexual part, that is it, right? From them. So give them their wages. It is an ordinance. And there will be no sin on you about what you have mutually agreed on after the ordinance. So if you mutually agrees, I will pay you 50 Ghana cedi, I will pay you 50 pounds, I will pay you $50, I will pay you 50 whatever amount. She agrees it. You enjoy it. Then you give her whatever you have agreed upon. And this is called marriage too. Mutar marriage. It can take 2 hours. It can take 3 days. It can take, that is what is saying. But you will hear what Baba Shuaib, how he's going to translate this one for his audience. Let's listen to Baba Shuaib.
Are they not the same meaning words? Why does it mean different here, different here? Yes, this is how words work. They have multiple meanings. Just because you see them doesn't mean they mean the same thing always. They can have different meanings. You just need to understand the subject of discussion and context. Then he says, to seek chaste women with your wealth, not as what? Fornicators. That is masafihina. Don't go and seek the women as fornicators for fornication, or the women who are in fornication, right?
But seek them with your wealth. See, he's written his translation. Seek them with what? Your wealth. And that will not be fornication. According to Quran, if you are seeking them with your wealth, it's not fornication.
Then he says, and whomever you relish among them with it. Then
did you hear that? And whomever you relish among them with it. What does the word relish mean? Whomever you enjoy. So even in his Quran, he uses this kind of words. But go and check the meaning of the words. In whomever you relish. Okay? That is what he uses. Go and check what the meaning of relish means. So you enjoy them. So this is what this verse is saying. The one that I have on the screen right now is letting you know what the Quran is saying.
Give them their fees. That is for marriage, right? As an obligation. Right? You are interested in a woman, you want to marry her, pay her fees, a bride price to her.
No, that's not what the verse is saying. You have relished, you have enjoyed. So whatever you have enjoyed, you give them the money. Then everybody goes his way. And this is what he is calling marriage. And this is what Allah has made lawful for you. You see now, the ones in yellow, the one I have highlighted in yellow, is all lawful. And Allah is telling them, these are the lawful things. You can like, it is prostitution. You can pay the money, and then you can enjoy it, and everybody goes her way, his or her way.
Right? And there is no blame on you concerning what you have agreed, thereby after the obligation. So if you have paid the woman a hand in marriage, you ask the woman for a hand in marriage, and you have paid the bride price, whatever you agree after the obligation, that's up to you and her.
You see, this guy is just a deceiver. You have already relished. You have already enjoyed it. So after you have enjoyed it, and that is when you have to pay the obligation, what you have agreed upon. Liar. He's ashamed. This is what I mean. He is ashamed of what the Quran teaches. So he doesn't want to look anywhere else from the Quran. He wants to stick with what he has translated to suit him. To suit his agenda.
Some women will say, buy me a ring. Some women will say, buy me this or that. Yes, that's up to you.
After they have relished, after you have enjoyed it, and that is when they are going to say, buy me this, buy me that. See the deception? By the way, I have his own translation too. I can show it to you on the screen, and then we can read them together.
Indeed, God is what? Omniscient and wise. Now, why am I quoting this verse? I'm quoting this verse.
Now, okay, hold on. Why is he quoting this verse? I want people to see his translation, and so that you have it clearly on the screen, and you compare it with what the other verse said, okay? You will see how this is Baba Shuaib's translation from the Quran. I was lucky enough to have one of the copies. He gave it to me himself, okay? He gave me this translation himself. So I think it is fair for me to use it too, so that people will see. Quran chapter 4, the women. Okay, let me go back up. verse number 24. Okay. So that people get what I'm trying to say. So this is his translation, and I hope you can see it clear on the screen. It's a little bit small, but this is how he translated the verse. And you compare it to who? To the one I translated it. Okay, this is word for word translation. So now he cannot deny anything because I'm showing even from his own translation. If you read it clearly, it exposes him. Okay. So I think it is on the screen. You can see it clear. And then I want him one-on-one, and we shall see who is being honest and who is being who is being a liar. Let me say it like this. And the married. So he's reading amongst women, okay, except, so which is forbidden for you. He was speaking about those which are forbidden. So those who are forbidden are married women married among the women, except those your right hand possesses. So he also, in his verse, it says, except those your right hand possesses, as a decree of God, according to his translation, to you. So those your right hand possesses, even if they are married, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. That is what the verse is saying. Baba Shuaib understands this different. And he says he goes to school. He knows English better than me. Okay, and now we continue. And lawful for you is what is beyond that, to seek chaste women with your wealth, not as fornicators. Okay, so you can seek chaste women with your wealth. Okay, and whomever you relish. This is his own translation. Whomever you relish among them with it, okay, then give them their fee as an obligation. So whomever you relish, what does this relish mean? Let me see. Okay, let's see what relish means. According to his own translation, so whenever you have relish, you have enjoyed it already. It's not like it's going to happen later. It's not speaking about like it's going to happen later. Okay, great enjoyment. You get a point. This is his own translation. According to it, great enjoyment. That is the word that he uses for the word relish. Enjoy greatly. This is what the word relish means according to Google. So according to his own Quran translation, and whomever you relish among them, among who? Among the chaste women you are seeking with your wealth. Whomever you relish among them, you give them the fee. So you have already relished. It has happened. You have already enjoyed. It's not like you are going to the marriage, you are going to like propose, because in Islam you don't believe that you have to marry before you enjoy it, right? Right? You have to marry before you will enjoy it. So if you enjoy it before you married, that is fornication or adultery, one of them. I don't know which is which at the moment, but you get my point. So you have to marry before you relish, before you enjoy it. But this statement here is telling us you have enjoyed it. And then you give their fee, because you have enjoyed it. You are giving them their fee as obligation. This is his own translation. And there is no blame on you concerning what you have agreed. Thereby, after the obligation. So whatever you agree with this woman, whatever you agreed with this woman, After you have enjoyed it, after you have relished it, you give her the fee. You pay that fee. Is that how you marry? And that's what I mean. He reads the verse and give his own understanding, and none of his followers are thinking beyond. And you see now, I have shown you his understanding of the Quran. I have given you my translation, the one that I trust, the generous Quran. Right? Let me see. Let me try and put it on the screen too, so that you will see it from the generous Quran, from the page itself. I want to show it to you. Quran chapter 4. Okay. So let's go down. To be there. It is almost here. Verse number 24. The guy is a deceiver. And that is why he hates someone to challenge him. He hates it. But my guy, now we have access to the Quran. We have access to the Quran. So look at my translation here. And look at his. Okay? And married women are also forbidden, except all that your right hand possesses. This is the decree of Allah for you. And it is lawful to you besides this, to seek out women with your wealth, with your money. It is in his translation too. Chaste without fornication. So whatever you enjoy by it, it is in his translation too. You relish their sexual parts. That is what the Quran is saying. The word in Arabic, that is what the verse is meaning. The enjoyment is about sexual. From them, whatever you enjoy from them, so give them their wages. It is an ordinance. And there will be no sin on what? There will be no sin on you about what you have mutually agreed on after the ordinance. Surely Allah was knowing, wise. So this is the translation that I have here. And this is his translation. Saying the same thing, similarly, if you read it yourself, but when he is translating it, go and see how he butchered this, because he's ashamed of it. Shame on you, Baba Shuaib, for misinterpreting your own Quran. Now let me show you from their own another source, so that it will not seem like I am the one picking and choosing, right? Quran chapter 4, verse 24. Let's see what their commentary. I know Baba Shuaib doesn't accept any other commentary. I know he doesn't accept it, but we are not going to the, he is not our standard. We are not going to use, because he doesn't understand it. People shouldn't check it. Quran chapter 4, verse 24. Let's look what the tafsir, the commentary says, okay? We know that the commentary, according to him, they are not, God hasn't given them the permission to do so. According to Baba Shuaib, God hasn't given them the permission, but he has the permission to do so. Let's listen. This is not my understanding now. Now, this is the commentary. This is the commentary, so don't blame me, please, okay? And all married women are forbidden unto you, save those captive whom your right hand possesses. You get a point? Of captives, even if they have husbands in the abode of war, after ascertaining that they are not pregnant. So the verse, this is exactly what I was saying, and this is exactly what my Quran, the generous Quran, is also saying. The exception is, even if the captive women, you can still have them, even if they have husbands. So this is permission to have sexual intercourse with them. Permitted for you, it is not to have sexual intercourse with married women, except those who are already married. Because if a woman is already married, what, you cannot marry her. In Islam, it's not allowed to marry her. So what do you mean, even if they are still married? You get a point here, what Allah is permitting. And this is why Baba Shuaib is ashamed. He doesn't want to understand the Quran the way it is truly is. He wants to change it to suit him. Okay, so let's continue. So now this is understanding from their scholars. Okay, not a Ghana boy who just learned the Arabic language some few years ago. Now he knows better than everybody. Okay, let's continue. By waiting for the lapse of one's period of menstruation. So you can still have these women who are already married. If they are your captives, just make sure they are not pregnant. Let's continue. It is a decree of Allah for you. Look at this. Allah has decreed this for you. That which I have mentioned to you is unlawful in Allah's book. Lawful unto you are all beyond those mentioned as unlawful. So what is now going to happen? These are the lawful things to you now. So that ye seek them. Marry. You see now he's using the word marry. So when you see the word marry, something pure comes in your brain because you associate marriage with something pure. But the definition of marriage in Islam, it differs. It's not like what you think in the Bible. So let's see what this marriage is about. Marry with your wealth up to 4 wives. It is also said that this means so that you buy with your wealth captives. Listen, and it is also said that this means so that you should seek with your money marrying women for an agreed period of time. That is the word mutar. Zawaji al-mutar. But the lawfulness of this practice was later abrogated. So according to their own scholars, Allah is calling this marriage. That is what I was saying, the word marriage. When you see marry, you don't always necessarily have to think, oh, it's saying marry, so it is marry. Look at this marriage. It has been abrogated. Why will God abrogate a marriage like this? Why? Why did he permit it? Let's read it one more time. Marry with your wealth up to 4 wives. It is also said that this means so that you buy with your wealth captives. And it is also said that this means so that, let's focus on this one, so that you should seek with your money marrying women for an agreed period of time. Did you get the meaning here? And the Shia people, they practice this right now. Muslim people practice this. They are Shia people. Where is the abrogation? Where in the Quran did Allah abrogate this verse that is not there anymore? So the Shia people, they follow this one. They can marry a woman with an agreed period of time. And what is the agreed period of time? According to them, it can last for even two nights. It is the agreed period. Hey, I want to marry you and have sexual intercourse with you for this amount of time, and how much are you going to charge me? And if you agreed on this time, after that, everybody goes his way. You don't know me, I don't know you. According to them, and this lawfulness is this the lawfulness of this practice was later abrogated in honest wedlock. So their own scholars are saying it too. And this is Ibn Abbas, not me. Not me. Okay? He says, be with them as legitimate husband. So this has been abrogated, and that's what he's saying. I don't know the verse that he's talking about. Not indulging in adultery without having a proper marriage. And those whom after marriage you seek content, from them you derive benefits. Give unto them their portion. Give to them their fully dowry as duty, as an obligation upon you from Allah to give the dowry in full. So the whole point, what I'm trying to make here is, what Baba Shuaib was reading to the people, he was lying. He was lying to the people, first of all, okay? And this is Ibn Abbas, not me. not me. And we even have tafsir which back what I'm saying up. Ajilalen, okay, another commentary, but according to Baba Shuaib, they don't have what? They don't have the permission from God to come and explain anything. Let's read what it says. And forbidden to you wedded women from those wedded women, those with spouse, that you should marry them before they have left their spouse, be they Muslims, free women or not, save what your right hand possesses of captured slave girls. So what your right hand possesses is captured slave girls. Even if they are married, they are your property, your captured slave girls, whom you may have sexual intercourse with, even if they should have spouse among the enemy camp. Did you hear that? You see the reason why I have the courage to call Baba Shuaib when he's online, when he's live. Do you know why I have the courage to call him? Because I know he's lying. Look at this. But only after they have been absolved of their possibility of pregnancy. So these women are married, but because you captured them, you came to them and you captured them. Immediately when you captured them, even though they are still married with their husbands, now they don't have any husband to you anymore, according to you. And this is the permission from your God. That is why you are denying this, and then you are giving us your own translation. Shame on you, Baba Shuaib. This one is also confirming what I'm saying. After completion of the one menstrual cycle, this is what God has prescribed for you. Okay, lawful for you. Okay, let's read it. Beyond all that is, except what he has forbidden you of women, is that you seek women using your wealth by way of dowry or price. Using your wealth, okay, of dowry or price. Let's see. In wedlock, not fornication, in illicitly. Such wives you enjoy thereby and have sexual intercourse with, give them their wages. So you see now, they are using the word wife, but it is only for temporary. You are going to marry, and it's going to be temporary. And after you have enjoyed them, you give them their price. So you go to the prostitution line where women are prostitutes. Let me say it like this, okay? And then you agree with one of the women. That will be considered marriage for a specific time. And then after that, everybody goes his way. There is no sin on you. And that was the law from Allah. The dowries that you have assigned them, okay, as an obligation, you are not at fault in agreeing together. And you and they, after the obligation is waivy. So after you have agreed with the woman, hey, this is what I want from you. What are you going to charge me? You have agreed. After the agreement, right? It can waive. It can decrease or increase. You were not satisfied enough. It can decrease or increase. God is ever knowing of his creatures, wise in what he has ordained for them. This is what Baba Shuaib is afraid. He's like what? Ashamed of what the book is saying. Another tafsir, Ibn Kathir, I'm just doing this, not because I hate Baba Shuaib personally. I just want his lies to stop so that people will see the truth and come to Jesus Christ. What Baba Shuaib is doing to you, he is deceiving you. He is giving you something that it feels good for you. Forbidding women already married except for slave or female slaves. Baba Shuaib said the right hand possessed is not female slaves. We have now read 3 different commentaries, and all of them are saying right hand possessed is female slave. Baba Shuaib said no, you will hear what Baba Shuaib says, what that is. Okay? Also forbidden are women already married, except those whom your right hand possesses. This ayah means you are prohibited from marrying women whom are already married, except those whom your right hand possesses, except those whom you acquire through war. For you are allowed such women after making sure they are not pregnant. So they are married. Okay? And it gives an example. Imam Ahmad recorded that, okay, Abu Sa'id said, we captured some women. Look at the behavior of the Muslims. We captured some women from the area of Autas who were already married. And we dislike having sexual relationship with them because they already had husbands. So we asked the Prophet about this matter, and this ayah was revealed. Please, who is the bad guy here? Me reading these sources for you. These people, these horny Muslims, they cannot keep their stick in their pants. They went and conquered and captured women, and they wanted to have sexual relationship with these women. But these women had husbands, so they dislike having a relationship with them. Look at them, their ethics. they said, no, these women they are married. So we cannot have sexual relationship with them. So let's go and ask our leader, the Prophet. What do we do? And then the Prophet said Allah sent him the verse and told them that the believing women are forbidden for you. You cannot have them. But the one that you have captured, you can have them. You can have having sexual relationship with them. And this is why the verse came. So the verse came, Allah revealed this verse, and also forbidden are women already married, except those whom your right hand possesses. Consequently, consequently, we had sexual relation with those women. This is the wording collected by Al-Tirmidhi. Look at this. I am showing you what their sources are saying, and I understand. Maybe they are ugly. That is why Baba Shuaib wants to deny all of them. You get a point? They are ugly, and that is why Baba Shuaib wants to deny them. He wants to deny them because they are ugly, because he knows that this cannot come from God. I'll open the phone lines very soon. He knows that this cannot come from God, so he wants to deny what the Quran is saying. He's ashamed of it. And you should too. If you have any dignity in you, you should be ashamed of this too. But that's what you believe in, and that's what you be okay. But don't represent it how it is. Let me go back to Baba Shuaib. Let's continue with this deception.
Because of the word muhsanat. You see, muhsana al-muhsanatu has been mentioned in the verse, and then muhsinina has been mentioned in the verse. They both share the same root word. However, the usage of those two words are not the same in the same verse. Those two words in the same verse, the usage of this word is not the same. One is used as married because of the context, and then the other is used as chaste women. So I'm going to go into some verses to explain to you how that happens. Adrian Munir, yes, no concubines. No such thing as concubine there. Quran doesn't accept that. I'm serious. For those who have this preconceived notion that Quran allows to have concubines or to say to take slaves and sleep, no, there's no such single verse. I dare anybody watching to come out and face me on that topic. Yes, I've done videos on that.
Did you hear what he's saying? I dare you to call in right now and challenge me on this. There is no concubines. There is no slaves in the Quran. Nowhere. That is what he is preaching to his audience. So he has to find another meaning for the word right hand possess. He has to find another meaning for the word right hand possess to deceive his followers. No concubines. Muhammad is allowed to have concubines. Doesn't the Quran say so? Doesn't the Quran say so about Prophet Muhammad? The whole thing is he's ashamed. He is ashamed of what? Of what the Quran actually is saying. So he quickly translated the Quran in a way to suit him. Right? In a way to suit him. I'm trying to find this verse. Quran chapter 33, verse number 50. What does it say? Let me put it on the screen. Because when we say something, we have to show it to the people. Okay? And we can check the commentary of this verse too. He said there is nowhere in the Quran it speaks about what? Captives. Slaves. Look at what the Quran says. Quran chapter 33, verse number 50. It's on the screen. We can check the commentary too. I know Baba Shuaib doesn't accept commentary. But he's not the only one who can read Arabic. This is not even the Quran that I trust most, but I want you to see because the Arabic is here on the side so that people will have no excuse that I am not showing the Arabic. Let's see what it says, and I will show you the Quran that I trust to, what it says too, okay? O Prophet, indeed, we have made lawful to you your wives, to whom you have given their due compensation. What do you mean you have made it? Was it not lawful before? Just listen to what the verse is saying. Was it not lawful before this verse came? Was it not lawful for Prophet Muhammad? And what does it mean you have made it lawful? Lawful for what? Listen carefully. Allah is saying in this verse, and we have made it lawful to you, your wife, to whom you have given their due compensation. Lawful to do what? They are already his wives. He has already married them. His wives. Listen carefully. So lawful to do what? Think. I want to see. Is there any answer to this? I have Muslims watching me. Allah said, we have made lawful to you, your wives, to whom you have given their due compensation. Lawful to do what? Lawful for what? Continue. And those your right hand possesses, from what Allah has returned to you of captives. So the wives, he has already married the wives. They are lawful for him. And also, they are the ones the right hand possesses. They are also lawful for him. Lawful for what? You cannot say to marry. You cannot say marry because he has already married his wives. And the wives are lawful for him. And now the right hand possessed too are lawful for him. So what are they lawful for Muhammad for? Are you going to tell me marriage? So the wives, they were not married before? You see? You see why Baba Shuaib is ashamed of what the Quran actually says? Because these are all privileges given to Prophet Muhammad himself. The Quran, Muhammad the Prophet, has received privileges, which is for only him. And you can read a verse here. He read Quran chapter 4, verse number 24. That is for the Muslims. That is for, and Quran chapter 33, verse number 50 is for Prophet Muhammad. And if you read this, and if you read this, going down small, right? You will see it clearly. Let me see if it is this verse, okay? It says something like it is a permission. Let's see. And if she gives herself to the prophet, if the prophet wishes her, okay, This is only for you. So all this, whatever, you can read it for yourself. I don't want to go through all of them, right? Prophet Muhammad is getting only for you. So he's like, it's only permissible for him. All these things, what he can do here, it is only permissible for him. Excluding the believers. You get excluding the believers. Now let's see. I want to see what Baba Shuaib's, the great Quran, right? Baba Shuaib's translation says about Quran chapter 33. Let me see how he translated it. Let me see. Let me do it this way because it's not working as it's not going smoothly. Okay, Quran 33, verse number 50. Okay, let's go. Okay, we have it here. I want to see how he translated this one, the benefit of Prophet Muhammad. Okay, let's see what Baba Shuaib is saying here, okay? Oh, you prophet, indeed, we have made lawful to you your wives, whom you have given their fees. So, what is lawful now? He has given them their fee, they are his wives. What is lawful? As well as those young right, as long as your right hand possesses, as well as those your right hand possesses from what God has awarded to you, and the daughters of your paternal uncle, the daughters of your paternal aunt, the daughters of your maternal uncle, the daughters of your maternal aunt, who immigrated with you, as well as a believing woman, if she presents herself to the prophet, if the prophet intends to marry her exclusively for you. Why is it exclusively for the prophet? The believing woman can present themselves to the prophet other than the believers, exclusively for Prophet Muhammad, other than the believers. We have certainly made known what we have obligated for them. Okay, Quran chapter 4, verse 24. Concerning their wives and those their right hand possesses, so that it will not become guilt upon you, and God is forgiving and merciful. This is the translation of Baba Shuaib. Also, only privilege for Prophet Muhammad. Now let me go and see, according to the generous Quran, how he translated it. Let's read that and see. Verse number 50. You have to be willing to question what Baba Shuaib is telling you. Just because he can present the message in a way that you like doesn't mean he's telling the truth. Oh, you prophet, surely we have made it lawful for you, your wives, whom you have given their wages, and those that your right hand possesses, which Allah has granted you, and the daughters of your paternal uncles, the daughters of your paternal aunts, and so on and so forth. So he's saying the same thing. They are lawful for you, your wives. Lawful for you to do what? In what sense? And those your right hand possesses. Baba Shuaib said, there is nowhere in the Quran is speaking about slaves, captives. Slaves, captives. Okay, let me try. I will send out the link very soon, because I know the truth hurts. Let's listen to Baba Shuaib. I have a lot to say.
So the next instance. Now, when I take you to Quran chapter 4, verse 25, I'm going to show you something. In Quran chapter 4, verse 25,
it's on the screen.
It says, and whoever among you cannot afford to marry chaste believing women. So this chaste believing women in Arabic, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ مِنْكُمْ طَوْلًا أَنْ يَنْكِحَ الْمُحْصَنَاتِ. This muhsanat mentioned here is concerning chaste women. It is not about married women. God is not saying that, and whoever among you cannot afford to marry married women. In this context, it is not about married women. It is about chaste believing women. But even though you still see the word muhsanat again. Okay. Then from those your right hands possess among your young believing women. Then it says, God is aware of your faith. You are of each other, so marry them by the permission of their family. For whoever is thinking that you can take those your right hand possess and it means slaves, use this verse to debunk their argument. Quran chapter 4 verse 25 debunks their argument. If you think those your right hand possess is about slaves or whatever you are thinking, your concubines, God is saying you have to marry such a person by the permission of her family. Do you understand? You marry by the permission of a family. If it is a slave, will you go and ask the permission of a family of the slave? You understand? People don't try to study the verses critically. They just use their whims and desires and some foolish scholars in the ancient times have said. Then you go and take it and you think that is Islam.
Did you hear that?
Then it says, and give them their fees in the service of chaste women. Just like you are giving to the chaste woman, give that those your right hand possess also the same. Then it says, not as fornicators. You are not going to pay them as fornicators, nor taken as secret lovers. Don't take them as secret lovers. She is not your concubine. The Mushriks will say that Mama Lakat Aibani is a what? Is a slave and can be taken as a concubine. It is not concubine. I beg. God is telling you here. They are not to be taken for as secret lovers. So please, they are not concubines.
So I think you have heard him clearly. He's reading from his translation, right? But I have the verse 25 here on the screen. The guy is lying, misreading the thing. Let's first read his own translation. As I'm saying, this is a translation from Baba Shuaib. And then we can compare it to other translations and we will know who is telling the truth. I'll open the phone lines very soon. I'll give people the opportunity because when I come live, I want people to challenge what I'm saying. And we will see who is telling the truth. Baba Shuaib, own translation says, okay, and whoever among you cannot afford to marry chaste believing women, then from those your right hand possess. So there is difference between the believing chaste women and those your right hand possess. Are they Muslims? Are they believers? Who are they? Baba Shuaib said they are not slaves. So he's clearly telling you, if you cannot afford to marry the chaste believing women, then from. So the level of the chaste believing women, are they the same as the level of the right hand possess? No. Why? Baba Shuaib, why? They are Muslims, right? Because you are speaking, this is Quran for Prophet Muhammad. Let's continue. He says, then from those your right hand possesses among your believing women. What? Look at his own translation. Read from the beginning. It is speaking, and whoever among you cannot afford to marry chaste believing women. Chaste believing women. underline word, believing women. And then he continues, Baba Shuaib continues saying, if you cannot marry chaste believing women, then from those your right hand possesses among your young believing women. So who are the young believing women? Are they chaste? Look at the logic here. His translation, you cannot marry chaste believing women, so you go and marry young believing women. So the only difference here is the word chaste. And these are the believing women. You cannot afford them. So now you come and marry young believing women. Where is the logic in this statement? Where is the logic in this statement? But let's continue. This is Baba Shuaib, okay? His translation. Because he doesn't want to accept that the right hand possesses are your captive women. They are slave women. He has given them another title, young. Your young believing women. That is what right hand possesses mean. God is aware of your faith. Okay? You are of each other. You are of each other. So marry them by the permission of their family. So this is what Baba Shuaib is emphasizing on. Say, marry them by the permission of their family, so the young right-hand possessors cannot be slaves. But the fact is, the right-hand possessors, the slaves, they have owners. The slaves, they have owners. So this one, it is only talking about their owner, the one who owns the right-hand possessors. And he himself will quote a verse to expose himself in another video. Because the owner of the slaves, they have the right on this right-hand possess. So if a Muslim wants to come and buy or take one of my slaves, then he has to compensate me. What is wrong with you? So he said the argument, because you have to, by the permission of their family, this is how he has translated it. We can check it later on from another translations, and you will see it is speaking about the owner of that slave. Okay, and give them their fees in the service of chaste women, not as fornicators, nor to be taken as secret lovers. So you go and see the owner of that slave. If you cannot afford marrying a chaste believing woman, you go to the slaves too, and you go to the owner, and you can marry them. This is what the verse is saying. It doesn't mean they are not slaves, because all the slaves, they have owner. Somebody is owning them. They are not slaves roaming about. Let's read another translation from Generous Quran. Okay, this is what Generous Quran translated it. Let's read it. Quran chapter 4, verse number 25. And whoever among you who cannot have sex, okay, into bracket marriage, the free believing women, or marry those whom marry those whom your right hand possesses, that is the slaves, from your young believing girls. So those your right hand possesses, you can marry them from the young believing girls. They are your slaves. They are accepted. They are believing. You can marry them. And Allah knows about only from the young ones. Allah knows best of your faith. Some of you from others. So have sex, marry. Okay, that's what the sex, they translate it as marry with them, with the permission of their master or masters. You see that? And this master, this is what Baba Shuaib translated it as what? As family. And give them their wages with fairness, chaste, without fornication, or not entertainers of lovers. So if they become Muslims, okay, if they become Muslim, so if they commit indecency, so torment them half of the torment prescribed for free married women. This is for those who fear and fall into fornication amongst you. And if you were patient, it would be good for you. and Allah is forgiving, merciful. This is what the verse is saying. Baba Shuaib is lying to the people. And we can confirm this with another translator. Let's see, verse number 25. Okay? Quran chapter 4, verse number 25. This translation on net, on social media. Let's see what it says. If one of you cannot afford to marry a believing gentlewoman, let him marry a maid who is a believer. God is aware of your faith. The one of you is of the other. So marry them with the consent of their people and give them the appropriate dowry. The woman, they are women seeking wedlock and not lechery, nor secret looking for paramour. But if they are married and gentle of adultery and guilty of adultery, inflict on them half the punishment enjoined for gentle women. This is what this translation is saying here. This is for those who are afraid of doing wrong. So you get a point here. It never said anything that the right hand possessed are not what? Muslims, are not slaves. It never said anything like this. This translation too, as for those who cannot afford to marry faithful free women, then let them marry from what you own, from among your faithful slave women. Your faith is best known only to Allah. You are all on a similar footing. So marry them with their master's permission, for giving them their dowries in their honorable manner. Not about family. They are still slaves. I want people to understand. I'm giving you different interpretations. I don't even know who wrote all this interpretation, but just that you know. Baba Shuaib is lying. And whoever among you does not have in marriage free, and whoever among you does not have in marriage free believing women due to poverty, should marry from the believing bound women in your own. So they are slaves. Everything indicates they are slaves. Baba Shuaib said no. And the permission, you get it from their master, as you can clearly see. All the translations saying almost the same thing. Let him take the believing handmaids that your right hand owns. And you get the permission with their people's leave, the owner of the woman. All the translations are saying the same thing. Baba Shuaib said no. So Baba Shuaib's translation is similar to this one. And Allah, so it's not even similar. And whoever who cannot afford to marry a free believing woman, right? They marry from what possessed your right hand of your slave girls. Look at this. Of the believers. And Allah knows best of your faith. You are one of another. So marry them with the permission of their family and give them their bridal due in a fair manner. So the word family here is speaking about the one who owns this lady. And that's what the verse is talking about. Baba Shuaib will get busted again. And why can't he call in? Because he knows.
So let's go. Then God says, and when they are married, that is the word uhsina. This uhsina, I'm going to show you here in Arabic. On the screen for those watching from YouTube and Facebook.
I want you to understand or listen to what Baba Shuaib, how he explains the word right hand possesses, okay? Because the time is going. I want people to call in too. So let's listen to what Baba Shuaib, how he understands the word right hand possesses.
Why do you need the permission of a family to marry a man they see on earth? Right? Verse 6, except for their spouses, right? Or those their right hands possess, then indeed they are not to be blamed. Right? Okay. So that person is asking that apart from their spouses, who are the right hand possessed? Now, what people don't usually understand, when we say malakat aimani, it doesn't mean your slaves. It does not mean your slaves. However, the sectarians have given people the notion that when it says malakat aimani, it means the slaves. Remember, the malakat aimani, they are also supposed to be married. You have to marry them with the permission of their family. So if it is a slave, why do you need permission of a family?
Did you hear that? So this is his understanding. And then he is the one who said he doesn't give tafsir. Baba Shuaib said he doesn't give tafsir.
Language. I'm only telling people in English language what the Quran says. I don't. So now, what you guys, when you watch me, what I do is, from what the Arabic language says, I go to English language and tell you, if you go to Quran chapter 3, verse 4, God says this, 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 this. That's all I do. But people think I'm doing tafsir. I'm giving my own commentary again. This is what people normally think. I don't do commentary. You understand? It's just like when you are watching sports. You watch.
Did you hear that? Does he do commentary or not? The liar.
If malakat aimani, if they are slaves, why do you need the permission of a family to marry her? No, it's just a young woman. When we say young woman in this age, we are talking about the ladies who are just 18, 19, 20, around that age.
Did you hear him? So now, according to him, right hand possesses means 18, 19, 20. Are these matured or not matured? Are they matured? 18, 19, 20 that you just mentioned. Are they a matured woman? Are they considered children? So the right hand possess is young woman, according to Baba Shuaib. He doesn't give tafsir. He doesn't do tafsir. He doesn't do commentary. He's telling us what that means. 18, 19. But he doesn't do commentary.
That is a young woman. And I'm going to explain to you using the Quranic verses to understand who are the malakat aimani. It is not about slaves, right? Okay. So first of all, I take you to Quran chapter 4, verse 20. Let's go to verse 25.
Okay. So you remember at the beginning of the video when he said, I've already explained what that word means. The right hand possesses. This is the explanation on his YouTube channel. You can type in Baba Shuaib, right hand possesses, and then you'll find the video. So this is what the video that he has already posted on YouTube explaining what the right hand possesses means. The full video, I haven't edited anything out of it. I haven't touched it. I downloaded the video and I'm playing it for you as it is. Okay. The whole video is like 16 minutes. 16 minutes long. Okay.
If you go to Quran chapter 4, verse 25, we are going to see that ma malakat aimani, when we say they are the women which your oath, and not only women. Ma malakat aimani, even women can have malakat aimani. A woman can marry a young man who is a malakat aimani as well, but she has to marry him with the permission of her family, of his family also. Right? Now here, verse 25. It says, and whoever among you cannot afford to marry chaste believing women, if you cannot afford to marry a woman, a believing woman, a chaste believing woman, then from those your right hands possess. Listen to the grammar here. If you cannot afford to marry a chaste believing woman, then what do you have to do? Then you have to marry from those your right hands, meaning your oath. Aiman, it means your oath. What you have to, take care of from your oath, right? From those your right hands possess among your young believing women. Do you see? Then it says, God is aware of your faith. You are of each other. So marry them. Marry who? The young believing women who are your oath possess, that you have sworn to take care of them. Those malakat aimani, they are the ones you should take care of such a person. So marry them by the permission of their family. So malakat aimani, they are not slaves where you can say you can just take them as concubine and sleep with them. No, you are a fool to think the Quran actually propagates this kind of obscenity. So then God says, marry them by the permission of their family. So you need a permission from the family of such a person who is possessed by the what? The oath, your right hand. And give them their fees. So Mamalakat Aimani, the reason is their position is different from a normal woman. When I say normal, I'm not talking about abnormality, but I'm talking about a chaste believing woman. Her position is different from the one your oath possess.
Why? You see how he's struggling? Why is their position different? What makes the position different? He says right hand possesses means you have given an oath to take care of them. He doesn't do tafsir. Bear in mind, he doesn't do tafsir. He doesn't do commentary. Where in the Quran does it say that right hand possess means you have swear an oath to take care of them? Give us this verse, because you don't do commentary. Give us the verse where it says women can go and marry right hand possessors. Give us this verse, because you said you don't do tafsir. But right now you just said, according to you, even women can marry right hand possessors. Give us the verse, please.
They have different ranks. And that is why Quran chapter 23 verse 6 talks about your spouses and then those your oath possess, your right hand possess.
He quoted 23 verses. Let's go and see what Quran chapter 23 verses says. Okay, this guy is, he's the one who quoted it. And you will see, if you go and check, it exposes him. 23:6. Is it on the screen? No, it's not. Okay, let me put it on the screen. Okay, I think we have it here. Okay, he said we should go and check Quran chapter 23, verse number 6. And this is what it says here. It's not a long verse. Okay, let's read from verse number 1. Certainly, will the believers have succeeded? Even this statement is funny. Okay, they who are during their prayers humbly submissive, and they who turn away from ill speech, okay, they will be succeeded. And they who are observant of zakah, they will be succeeded. And they who guard their private parts. Listen to verse number 5. He said we should check Quran chapter 23, verse number 6. But verse number 6 alone, you won't get it. Verse number 5 and 6 goes together. And they who guard their private parts, except from their wives or those their right hand possesses, for indeed they will not be blamed. So they guard their private parts, right? Except from their wives. They don't have, that means they don't guard their private parts from their wives. Or they don't guard their private parts from what their right hand possesses. So they guard their private parts from maybe married women, from maybe homosexuality, from maybe something which is not lawful for them. But it is lawful for them to have to they why would he guard his private parts from his wife? The Quran teaches the man can come to his wife at any time and cultivate whenever he wants. Women are like land, and you can come and cultivate at any time. You get a point? Women are like field, you can come and cultivate at any time you want. So you don't have to guard your private parts from your wife. So here, Allah is saying, and they who guard their private parts, except, look at the exception, from their wives. They don't have to guard their private part from their wife because this is their wife. And those who your right hand possess. He's saying this in his comment, trying to make sense. But this verse goes against him. It goes against him. Okay, this guy is funny.
I'm quoting Quran chapter 4, verse 25. I'm helping you to
No, it's not what we are watching. This one.
categorize it into two. But that doesn't mean you don't marry both sides. You can marry your spouse, is somebody you married. And
did you hear him? He said, let's go back small. Let's go back small.
Into two. But that doesn't mean spouses and then those your oath possess, your right hand possess. It categorizes it into two, but that doesn't mean you don't marry both sides. You can marry your spouse, is somebody you married. At the same time, Malakat Aimani is somebody you married, but it's a young woman.
Listen carefully. He said you have categorized this into two. It's already your wife. What do you mean categorize it into two? You are preventing your private part from the one you already married. He's lying, man. Let's listen to his voice.
So there's a difference between when you are dealing with a matured woman, like a matured woman, and when you're dealing with a young woman. There's always a difference.
So now, before he said the right hand possesses, they are young women. They are like 18, 19, 20. Are they matured or not matured? Look at this guy. Okay, let me put out a link because I think I have done enough. I can do more. Let me put out a link, okay?
So Quran chapter 4 verse 25 is telling you, and whoever among you cannot afford to marry a chaste believing woman, then from those your oath, that is your right hands, possess among your young believing women. God is aware of your faith. You are of each other. Then he says, so marry them by the permission of their family and give them their fees in the service of chaste women, not as fornicators, nor to be taken as secret lovers. So listen, you are not supposed to take Malakat Aimani as concubines. You are not supposed to take them for fornication. You are not supposed to take them as secret lovers. So which kind of foolish scholars are telling you that Malakat Aimani is talking about the slaves? What? And God is giving you this legislation here? Your Malakat Aimani, they are not supposed to be taken for fornication. They are not to be taken as a secret lover. You have to give them their fees in order to marry them. And you have to marry them by the permission of their family. So Malakat Aimani is not about slaves. I repeat, you are the dumbest fool ever on earth to think Malakat Aimani is talking about a slave.
Did
you are the dumbest fool ever. And
the biggest fool ever.
And if you are a mushrik, you are even the worst.
Exactly. This is him. Baba Shuaib. Whoever says the otherwise, a fool, only he has the right to say it.
Okay. Then it continues. And when they are married, this Malakat Aimani, when they are finally married, listen, then if they commit adultery, then upon them is half of the punishment which is upon chaste women.
Why?
You see, the verse starting above is talking about whoever among you cannot afford to marry a chaste believing woman. That is the chaste believing women. Their rank is different from the ones your oath possess.
Why?
The ones your oath possess is the Malakat Aimani, your right hand, means somebody you swear by oath to take care of her.
Hey!
Those are the ones your right hand possess by law, by swearing, by oath. It's not a slave.
You didn't swear that you would take care of your wife? Baba Shuaib.
So this person you are taking care of, sometimes you can be taking care of a woman. She will go to school. She'll find education. She'll become a good lady. And then you feel like, wow, I've taken care of this lady. Now she's good for. You felt like, I need a wife. But then you look on the side, she's matured. She's ready to be married.
Did you hear him say she's matured? This right hand possessed, he said it's a young woman. Now he is already saying she's matured. So you can marry her. This guy is so confused.
And you are like, she's ready for harvest. So what do you do is...
Did you hear that? She is ready for harvest. This is what the Quran teaches them. Like women are like field. So you as a man, you can come and cultivate. That's what the Quran is saying. So she's ready for harvest. You are the one right hand possessed is about the one you've taken oath. She's matured, so you can go and marry her.
You go to the family, and then you pay the fees to marry her by the permission of her family. So then you tell the family, okay, finally, this lady I'm taking care of, my right hand possess, I want to marry her. So you have to pay the fees. She's not to be taken for fornication. She's not to be taken for secret lover. You have to marry her. But finally, when you marry her, because she's a young lady, right, a young woman, this young woman, when she commits adultery in the house of marriage, what needs to be...
Did you hear him say? Before he said she's matured, she's 18, 19, 20. And now she's going to pretend like she's only young. This guy is confused. But I have a Muslim brother who has joined me here. Okay, let me see. Kagaran.
Sato.
Thanks for joining. Where are you speaking from? Let the people know who you are.
I'm speaking from Nigeria.
I'm sorry for the loss yesterday.
Thank you. It was painful, very painful.
I can see. Let the Bible speak. But who's also has say? Okay, I have one brother waiting on down there too. But I want to see your opinion on what the brother is saying. This Muslim
so I
brother,
can see you are talking about the glorious Quran, chapter number 4, Surah An-Nisa'i, verse number 25.
24 and 25, yes.
To me, this verse is a very sweet verse because it has done justice. This is to show you how Islam is. How Islam recognize the values of humans.
Okay.
The Baba Shuaib, I told you, I don't know him actually. So some things he said can be correct, some things he said is wrong. His own view regarding this particular verse is wrong, saying that it's not talking about slave. That part is wrong.
Okay. So you, as a Muslim, another Muslim confirming to us what Baba Shuaib is saying is a lie. But he will say you are a fool.
If you check the tafsir of Ibn Kathir, he talk about the verse, and Ma Malakat Aymanukum is actually talking about slave. But what I want you to understand, Islam talks about if, for example, you want to get married, Seto, and you don't have money to go and marry a free woman because of the bride price might go high. You want to get married, you don't have the money to marry free woman. She's not a slave, you don't have money to marry her. Then you can marry a slave, but yet you will pay a bride price for that slave, but at a cheaper rate.
Exactly.
And the master of that slave will act as the parent of the slave. You cannot just marry her without the consent of the master. So
okay.
the master will serve as the parent of the slave. So it's going to be a normal wedding. The way you marry a free woman, a rich woman, or any other woman, the same process. The only difference, you didn't spend more because you are broke. You don't have money to marry a free woman. So to me, this verse, I think there is no problem in this verse. It allows you, even if you are broke, at the time that they were slaves, because there is no slave now. Only maybe, I don't know if you have in Ghana, but in Nigeria, we don't have. So at that time, during the era of the slave trading, blah, blah, you can marry a slave at a cheaper rate. Why? Because you don't have money to marry someone free at a higher rate. Yet, you do it with the consent of her master, which he will serve as her parent.
Family.
And that slave, she has to be a good girl. That's the word chaste there. She should not be the type of the slave that commit adultery or all sorts of things.
So see, the whole point in this video is this Baba Shuaib brother here, right? He has his own Quran translated. And then on his platform, he only uses his own translation of the Quran, and whatever goes against his translation is wrong. So he's like his audience, they never go and check any other thing. They only listen to him and whatever he says. But he's lying to them because whatever interpretation that he gives to them, they take it as the authentic one. They are acting as if he is the only one who can speak Arabic or who understands the Arabic, the grammatic Arabic and whatever, and he can explain it. And that's what I want
Okay.
people to see. I want people to understand.
I understand. I thought you thought there is problem with the verse. That's why. If there is no
There is
problem,
a problem with the verse. That is a different topic. To me, there is a big problem with this verse.
then let's iron it out.
Okay, but at least you have confirmed this for us that what Baba Shuaib is saying is a lie.
No, what he said that the Mamalakat Ayman is not talking about slave, he is wrong in that part. Maybe he need to check other what scholars talk about that particular verse.
No, okay. He said a lot of things. He said it is about that right hand possess. It means somebody you have swear an oath to take care of.
No, he's talking about slave. I'm even with the tafsir of Ibn Kathir right now.
But he said he said God didn't give Ibn Kathir to interpret anything. God didn't give Ibn Kathir this permission to interpret anything. So why would you listen to Ibn Kathir?
Well, I don't want to attack Baba Shuaib. I told you I don't know him. I'm just only telling you what I know.
You don't have to attack him if you are speaking the truth. It's not an attack.
So what I know, he is wrong in that particular translation.
Wait, I don't want to attack you. Okay, that's what he said. Let the Bible speak. Michiel, greetings.
Let the Bible speak. Say he wants to see contradiction in the Bible. So to allow us to talk about this thing. Let the Bible speak is here.
Another time. Okay.
Every day another time, sir. Too. Every day another time.
Because I came with a purpose. Okay, I came with a purpose right now.
Even let the Bible speak want to see it. That day he said he want to see those contradictions, and he's here.
But right now, I have already 2 hours, almost in 4 minutes is 2 hours now. Okay.
Okay. That time will still come, Sha. I will keep waiting.
Okay, that time will come. Definitely, it will come. It will come. Okay. I want people to call in case somebody, because I've spoken a lot. If somebody have something to say, you can also call. The telephone number is there, right there.
And I see your conversation with Bob. I think his name is Bob. I don't know.
Yeah.
He really tried. Actually, he handled you very well.
But okay, Kagara. So what happened? But do you agree with him?
You know me. I'm very free-minded person. If somebody says something that is not in line with my knowledge of the Quran, I leave it aside and follow what I feel is in line with the Quran.
So how did he handle me? How did he handle me then?
You asked him to show you the teachings of Jesus in the Quran, right?
No, not in the in the Quran, yes.
Both in the Quran and in the Bible, because we say we follow Jesus. Then he quotes you. He quote Gospel of John, chapter number 17, verse number 3. That says that Jesus said, "This is life eternal, so that you may know that there is only one God, and Jesus Christ whom you have sent." Then he go to the Quran also and quote you a verse that says, Allah is one.
No, but that one he said in the Bible, who is the only one God? Who is that?
Jesus said the only true God
is
the one God. Then he talks about himself after that.
Yeah, but who is the only true God? Who is that? Who did Jesus identify as the only true God?
The only true God is what Jesus mostly referred to as Father in the Bible.
Mostly? That's what Jesus referred to. So, according to the Bible, the teachings of Jesus Christ is the only true God is the Father. Right? That's what Jesus is saying. So even with this,
he said the only true God, dissociating himself there, then he said, and Jesus Christ.
Okay, but who is the only true God according to Jesus Christ?
The only God in heaven, the one you call the Father.
No, not the one. I want you to acknowledge who Jesus identified as the only true God.
That's why I said is the Father, because there are plenty verses that he talks about the Father as the only.
Okay, so according to the Bible, Jesus identified the Father as the only true God. Is it compatible with Islam? Do you identify your God as the Father?
I had your conversation that he said metaphorically, if you see a very old man and you can call him a father. You can call him father for the respect you have for the old man, not because the father gave birth to you. If me too, I see somebody very respected person, maybe very old, I can call him father, not because he gave birth to me.
Okay, but I'm still asking the question.
Okay.
Jesus identified the true God is the Father. Is that compatible? Jesus is a Muslim and then he's a messenger of Allah. Will he then say Allah is the true God, the Father? Will he say that?
Yeah, he can address Allah like that if Allah allow him to address him like that during his time.
Okay, so and did Allah allow him to do so?
There is no verse in the Quran that says Allah allowed Jesus to call him as the Father. But as Bob told you, when Jesus said Father, he is not talking, he's talking in metaphorical terms.
No, you see now, we want to know who God is, right? And then this is why we follow Jesus Christ. You said you follow Jesus Christ more than us. But Jesus Christ told us when we want to pray, we should say our Father. He was consistent with what he taught us.
But did Jesus only, is it only Father Jesus is calling God? Is there...
Because God is one.
Yeah.
God is one. So Jesus called the Father God. We don't have any problem with it because we know that the Father...
If Jesus called the God Father, and in another instances he called him God, if he call him the Father, okay, in other places he call him God.
Yes, so we know that the Father is God. But in Islam, you cannot call Allah Father.
So it's just like in Islam, we say Allah, and in another place we say Rob.
But they are not...
And,
yeah, but... See.
Yeah, what I'm telling you, Jesus is not consistently calling God Father. There are places he called God by the name God, which if you translate to Arabic, it is Allah.
God is not the name. God is not the name.
It's what?
It's a title.
Okay, so what about Yahweh?
Yahweh is the name. Yahweh is the name.
So what are you talking about?
Now,
if Yahweh is the name,
yes,
is Jesus calling God consistently Yahweh?
I don't get what you are trying to say here. But you are so are you saying like the term God? Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
What the point here is the word God, right? The term God is not a proper noun. It's not a name given because it's generic or that's
so let's save ourselves the stress.
Okay,
Jesus called God the Father. Agreed. Jesus can also call God Yahweh. Agreed.
But Yahweh,
so the Father you want to
no. Kagaran. Yahweh will mean a specific. That is like saying I'm calling you. If I say I'm speaking with a man, right? I'm speaking with a man right now. It could be anybody. But if I say I'm speaking with you, Kagara, then there is a specific. There you are a man and you are also or you are a human being and you are also Kagara. That is a specific. I'm speaking with you, right? So
what we believe, Jesus called God Father.
Yes.
We don't have problem.
No, it's not what you don't have problem or you have problem. It's what Jesus taught us. And Allah in the Quran.
But Jesus did not tell you to consistently call the God only. You can only call him Father. Jesus did not tell you to only call him Father.
Jesus said when we pray, we say our Father, right? That is a prayer.
Allah that's a prayer. But is that other places that Jesus called him with a different name apart from that Father?
Yeah, but Allah is denying being a father. Nobody comes to me but as a slave. That's what Allah said. Allah said
as
in the
a
Quran,
slave, I don't understand.
Allah said in the Quran, nobody comes to me but as a slave.
So what's the problem with it?
Yeah, so you don't come to Allah as the son. You don't come to Allah as anything but as a servant, as a slave.
It depends on what you translate as the son. Book of Romans said all those led by the Spirit are sons of God.
Okay.
So if you are a pious person,
Allah said,
if you are a pious person, you can be called son of God. Give
me the verse. Give me the verse from the Quran where Allah said, if you are a pious person, you can be considered as a son of God.
No, I'm translating the son of God using the Bible. So
in the Bible, it is accepted to be considered as a son of God if you accept Jesus Christ. It is accepted in the Bible. But now
that son of God, what did it mean?
It means you have been like you have like in adoption. You have become under the protection of God.
Okay. When the Bible, When the Bible called David the son of God.
Hold on. You are saying Jesus, right, is the prophet of, according to you, Allah. He came with the same message.
Okay.
That is what you believe in. We know what is in the Bible. Now, Muhammad came after Jesus. I look at this. I want to stick. Kagaran. Muhammad came
I'm
after
hearing.
I said, Jesus, you claim that it's a prophet of Allah. Right?
Okay.
And then he came with the same message like Muhammad did. Right?
Yeah.
But the message of Jesus is that he is the Son. And the Father is God. And we can pray to the Father saying, our Father. That's what he taught us. So when Muhammad comes, and then Muhammad is trying to say, no, Allah is not the father of anybody. Allah is not the father. And Allah is saying, okay, I'm not the father. Nobody comes to me but as a son. This message is changing now. The message is changing. The attribute of Allah.
The father, is Muhammad talking about biological father or metaphorical father?
You tell me, did he explain this to you?
That is what I'm telling you. Even Jesus, did Jesus talk about metaphorical father or physical father in the Bible?
It depends. Jesus, when we say
Don't say it depends. We are talking about what God, and you are saying it depends.
Yeah, it depends in the context. I'm not trying to explain it to you.
Okay, just my question is: did Jesus mean God is his physical father or metaphorical father?
Let me speak. Jesus himself is the nature of God. When we say he's the Son of God, he is the Word of God, and the Word of God.
That's what you said. But Jesus in John 17, he removed himself from God.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Okay, then read it, and maybe you understand English better than me. Read the verse.
Okay, so right now, right, according to John 17:3, is it compatible with Islam?
There is only one God compatible with Islam.
No.
And Jesus Christ, whom you have said compatible with Islam.
No, that only one God is the Father. You cannot ignore that statement. Because
he add that is the Father?
Yes, he was praying to the Father.
No, you said there is only one God is the Father. Is that in the Bible?
What John 17:3? What was verse number 1? What is it about?
It's talking about the eternal life.
No, John 17:1.
Open it. Thank God I'm in the
open it yourself. Open it and read it and let's see.
No, I have to. Okay, if I want to open it, you will not see me, but it doesn't matter.
It's okay. Just open it. I will put it on the screen so we will know who that one is.
Hello, are you not going off the topic?
Yeah, but this guy, because I have him right now, only this one. Then we move.
I have discussed about the topic.
Just go John 17:1. Okay, let's see this one first.
So after Jesus said this, he looked towards heaven and prayed.
Okay,
Father,
so look who has been identified here.
Jesus. He looked towards
the praying to.
He's praying to God.
No, did he say? What did he say?
He said he looked towards the heaven and prayed.
And prayed. And who is he praying to?
Okay, he said, Father, the hour has come.
Exactly. So who is he praying to? Who is he praying
He's praying to the God, which I told you he
called himself. What does he say? What does he say there, Kakaran? Read what it says. What do you mean he's praying to God? What does he say?
He said Father, and I already told you he sometimes called God as Father.
No. So go according. So we want to know who the true God is according to the statement. So he's identifying someone for us. So you have to know what is. I'm
not saying Jesus doesn't call the God Father. I did not say that.
Did any prophet of Allah called Allah Father?
This is what I told you, Seto. What is applicable during the time of this might not be applicable during the time of the Prophet Muhammad. I hope you know.
I get it, but this is not about a law. This is about God Himself, right? This is about God Himself. So it is not like God is today.
If you call God in English language God, you won't call him that God in Arabic language.
But that is once again is the word God.
If you call God in Greek with a particular way of calling him, if you go to maybe another language, you will not call him that same thing.
The same thing is with Father too. If you call God, if you call Father in Greek, if you come to your language, maybe, I don't know, are you Yoruba or something?
I'm Hausa.
You are Hausa. Okay, if you call Father in Greek, if you come to Hausa,
If
you
I
have
want to read this your Bible now, this father, I will call him as Ubangiji.
Ubangiji,
And
exactly.
if I will write the Quran in Hausa, I will write Ubangiji in place of
Ubangiji.
the.
But is Ubangiji, does Ubangiji means God?
Of course.
Ubangiji means God?
Of course.
And what is father? Like you as a father, what do you be called?
It's called Baba.
Okay, so what is the difference?
That's what I'm telling you. The Ubangiji is God. The Baba is a physical father that gives birth to you, and it can be metaphorically called as somebody respected, someone you respect so much.
Okay, so how do you say God in Hausa? God itself.
Ubangiji, that's God.
And how do you say father in Hausa?
Baba.
But here, right now, Jesus used two different words. He
Okay.
was using, listen carefully, he was using the Father to identify the God that he's praying to. So you cannot, if you're translating this and you give it the same, you say, oh Allah, and then you say Allah again, that would be false because you are not identifying the one he's praying to.
So other places that God, that Jesus did not call God as the Father, wasn't he referring to the actual God?
Give me that place you are talking about.
Well, the other places he called God as maybe God, maybe my God.
Give me that place. Give me that place that I want to see. I want to see, because it's like you don't want to focus. You quoted this one, and then I want to show you to even this verse here. It goes against Islam because the prophet of Allah will not call Allah.
So the place where Jesus called God as Eli, Eli lama sabachthani, who was he referring to?
The Father.
This is my point, Sato. He can call God Father, but it doesn't mean he cannot call God with another name.
Bob, Kagaran, listen carefully. In the Quran, right?
Yeah.
Wait, Sato, wait. Kagaran.
Yes,
Yeah.
let the
Please,
Bible speak.
what's the meaning of Eli?
It means God, Father.
Please
One
go and
that
check it
Jesus
again.
called Father.
Please go and check it again.
Yeah.
Go and check it again.
I should check meaning of Eli.
Yeah, Eli.
Okay, hold on. Let me check it.
Okay.
Because I can see. Okay, I don't want.
My God. It's my God, my God. It's not God, God. Please. That's why I want
Oh,
to.
so what is Elohim? What is Elohim?
Elohim. It's not Elohim. Elohim.
What is Elohim?
And yet Elohim. I said Eloi. Elohim means.
If you want to say Eloi means my father, you want to deny that
father,
God can be called Eli.
Don't say different thing. I said
So
Eloi.
if you want to go there, then I will still catch you because we can
Eloi.
check it out.
Check it very well. And
Check what?
Eloi, not Elo or El. I said Eloi.
And the word there in the Bible, I think, is E-L-I. What does it mean?
E-L-O-I.
E-L-O-I. Okay, what does it mean?
My God. My God.
My God, right? Okay, what is Elohim?
Elohim means God. God in a plural sense. Elohim,
God in a plural sense.
Plural.
So
El.
is there so do you believe God can be called Eloi that you said?
I said if I say Eloi, it means my God. So referring to the God that I'm talking about. Someone can also say Eloi, referring to his God, like any other God that he's referring to.
And did Jesus refer to his own God as Eloi?
My God, my God. Jesus Christ was referring to the God that he has been talking about. My God.
Who is he his God? Is Jesus talking about his God? This is my question.
Yes, that's the Father.
So he used another word to refer to his God. Is that?
The Eloi is like talking like Minyang Kopon, my God.
He's a Nigerian, so he doesn't speak K, okay?
So
Yeah, I don't know what he's
you referring
saying.
to your God as, like, you're not calling your God by name. You're just trying to say, oh, you used to say this language. Obi friend in Yamina, nan Obi in Yaho. Anyone, I don't know how to put it. Someone calling his God, not nobody was there. So the person can call his God. Even satanic people can call their God Eloi, referring to unknown God, like his God.
His God. You get a
That's
point,
what I'm trying
Tagara.
to clear your
No, I
mind.
didn't get it.
Okay, he said, right? You as a Muslim, you believe in Allah. That is your God. I believe in God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, Yahweh.
And this is what he's saying. If you check the Gospel of Matthew, it's not Eloi that he said, oh, it's Eli, Eli. That's why me I said Eli, and he said it's not Eli. And if you check the Bible, it's Eli.
Okay.
I just check
Check
it.
it.
I just check
Which
it.
translation?
Eh?
Which verse was that?
Okay. Gospel of Matthew, chapter 27, verse 45 to verse 46.
Okay, let's see.
Ask of a version. I didn't ask of a.
25?
Don't worry. Well, it should be the same, right? I think it should be the same.
Did you say 25?
I asked of a version.
Gospel of Matthew 27, verse 46.
Okay.
Gospel of Matthew 27, verse 46.
Mm-hmm.
I asked of a version.
Okay, let me put
Don't
it on the
worry.
screen.
This guy will give you the. If you open his own,
I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it on the screen so that you'll see. Okay, so it says Eli, Eli, so that he, like what he's saying.
This is what he's calling Eli. He's calling Eli.
Okay, Eli. But you say Eloi, and it's me. I know it's not Eloi. That's why I have to go and check.
Eloi.
And if you
That's
check the
Aramaic word.
translation, if you check the Hebrew translation, it means God.
Check it. It's not a Hebrew word. It's an Aramaic word. Please check it.
Okay. Check the Aramaic translation.
Mm.
Look at.
It says
Did
my
you see?
God.
It's even a Hebrew origin.
Is it Aramaic? You know semantics. You people bring semantics a lot.
Yeah,
So
there is no problem with that. So I think I'm right in this.
No, it says my
But
God, my
what
God.
is
It
it?
says my God. It says it's there, my God.
So Jesus is addressing God with Eli here.
He says, my God, my God. He says, my God. So it's like when you are speaking about, let's say you meet somebody, a pagan worshiper. Let me say, I'm saying like this, okay? You meet a pagan worshiper, and then he's talking about his God, and you are also talking about your God. You can say, my God. That's what he's trying to say. So when you say my God, that means you have a God that you are trying to say you don't have the same God with him. So you can say, my God. You are not saying that is the name of your God, is that?
So Jesus have God.
He's the Father.
Is his God.
Yes.
So God have God.
Because he came, he incarnated, and then when he comes, when he incarnates, would he be? Do you think when Jesus comes, he should be like an atheist?
No, I thought Jesus is God. When he come,
Yeah,
is God in flesh.
Yeah, he's God in flesh, but he came to do. He has a purpose for coming.
So that God in flesh have another God, a superior God.
That is the humbleness. That is what he took. What he did for us.
What he did for you, a God to come down
not for me, not for
and
me, for us,
worship
for
another
everybody.
God.
Not another God. What do you mean another God?
He's worshiping himself. Is
It's
he
one God,
worshiping
the
himself?
Father. No. Listen carefully. Do you understand what Christians believe in?
Yeah, you know, I know your concept is we are all sinners for the sin we did not
That's not what I
commit.
asked you.
So
Do you
Jesus
understand
come
what
to...
we believe in? Do you understand what we believe in as Christians?
Yeah, that's what I want to tell you what you believe. So let me explain what you believe. You believe all of us, we are born as sinners. For a sin we did not commit that Adam committed, it affects us. So Jesus needs to come and die for our sin, because sin, we can't just go away with it. Somebody needs to die for our sin to be forgiven. That is why Jesus came. But my question is, why did he have to come? He is God and he wants to forgive us. Why can't he just forgive us? Why can he decide to forgive us without coming to die for us?
Now, okay, so I ask you, do you understand what we believe in? The God that we believe in, do you understand? That's what I was asking you, okay? But you explained about sin. But you, as Muslims, don't you also believe in the original sin? Because of
That
Adam?
somebody that we are born with sins, all of us?
Oh, no. That because of Adam, that is why you are not in heaven right now.
We believe that Adam committed a sin. That's why we are not in heaven. But we are not born as sinners. We are not born with sin in us.
No, but we are not also born with sin in us. We are born with the nature to sin. But not because the Bible teaches us clearly. Jesus said to the children, these children, right? They are the kingdom of heaven is for the children. Because why? They are innocent. But they have the tendency to sin. Hold on. Let me finish the statement, okay? So the children have tendency to sin. But in Islam too, Prophet Muhammad said in the hadith that women, let's say women sin because of Eve. That's what Muhammad was also doing, the same thing, blaming the sin of Eve on women. But it seems like you have a problem with it. If it was in Christianity, you have a problem with it. But if it is in Islam,
it's different. It's different.
What is different?
Then what I ask you now, Jesus come to die for our sin, right? Okay. And you claim Jesus to be God, even though I did not believe he is God. Can he decide to just forgive you without coming to suffer in this world? Since he is God, he can do whatsoever he wants.
He can do that, but that will not be justice.
Eh?
He can do that, but that will not be justice.
I don't understand.
Why don't you understand?
Can't he just forgive you without coming to suffer
but
for
I
you?
said that will not be justice.
What does the justice mean? But can't he just give you commandments like do good, don't do evil, without necessarily coming to suffer?
He did it already. He gave us these commandments, but you still.
So can he also do it without coming to suffer? He can just give do's and don'ts without coming to suffer.
Listen carefully, okay? So it is like what you are asking me right now. In Nigeria, they give you the law: don't steal, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, right? But someone goes and goes out and let's say commit a crime, and then the judge will say, you know what? I've forgiven you. You can go free.
That's not what I. No,
listen to what I'm trying to say. So if the judges let the person go free because he has sympathy for the person, was the judge just in doing so?
He's not just, and that's not what I mean.
Exactly. So this is what we also mean. But you are saying why? Okay, you said why can't Jesus just say forgive him, or just say I've forgiven you?
No. Okay, let me rephrase it. Maybe you understand better. Jesus can give do's and don'ts. If you kill person, he will punish you for that. If you obey him, he will put you to paradise without necessarily coming to suffer. Him remaining where he is as God, he don't really need to come and suffer. He can just say, do this, pray to me, don't go and kill somebody, don't do this, don't do that, and leave you to see. Those people that did it, they will be punished. Those people that did not do it, they will not be punished. Without him coming to suffer, to be stoned, to be killed, to be all sorts of things. Can he do that without coming to suffer? Just give the instructions. Whoever refused to obey him, be punished.
Yeah, of course he can.
So why did he have to come and suffer himself?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because
since he can do that without suffering.
Listen carefully, okay? Then, like, you have the judge, he has the authority to forgive the sins. I commit the crime, and maybe I have to pay the amount of fee, right? And the judge says, right, the amount of fee that you have to pay, I am taking the amount on myself. Can the judge do that or not?
He can do that.
But can he also say, I'm forgiving you, you can go free?
He can say that.
Yeah, but if he does that, is he just?
It's not just. So what if Jesus?
No, answer the
Put it
question. Let me finish. So if the judge who can actually let me go free, he didn't let me go free, but the amount that I have to pay, he took it upon himself and paid that amount. He's just for doing that. He can do that. But if he let me go free, it's not justice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly, that's the point. The whole point is that.
So can Jesus take it upon himself without coming to suffer?
Yes, he can do that too, but the way he has to suffer, according to the Old Testament, right? The forgive. Where is he?
I'm here.
It started from the Old Testament. Why did they have to sacrifice the cow and the bull? Why did they have to sacrifice it?
Which cow?
In the Old Testament, in the time of Abraham, according to the Quran, didn't you sacrifice any meat, anything to Allah? The sons of Adam,
Okay.
the sons of Adam, did they do sacrifice?
Okay. Yeah, they do.
Why did they have to do it?
I can't remember. Maybe you can remind me.
I don't know. I'm asking you are the Muslim. I don't know. So in the Old Testament, they needed to do sacrifice, right?
Okay.
Yes. Well, why? Why then? Why did all of them? Why did they not have to do any sacrifice?
That's why I said maybe you can remind me. I can't remember.
No, but the point here is you said God, it could be like in this way, God would have said, I've forgiven you. There is no need for you to do anything. But
what I said, God can be just. If you do wrong, he punish you for your wrong. If you do right, he reward you for your right. And even if you want to say he want to pick it upon himself, you do wrong, and yet he want to forgive you, God can do all that without coming to suffer. From heaven, he can do all that. Why did he need to come and suffer when he can do all that?
Because that is the love that he has for us. To my understanding, right? Let me just say to my understanding. The wages
I
of sin is death.
If you say to your understanding,
let me speak now. Let me speak. The wages of sin is death. So because you are a sinner, I am a sinner. Let the Bible speak a sinner. We have all sinned. So our punishment is for us to die, to be in hell. That is it. Okay, because even if you do many good, your good cannot erase the bad thing. The bad, you still need your punishment for it.
That is why Islam said if you do wrong, you committed a lot of sin, all you need to do, ask God for forgiveness, he will forgive you and be free.
So that will be injustice.
How is it injustice?
Exactly. So if I come and let's say I come and steal the poor woman who is in the market, I come and rob her, right? And use her money for gambling. I come and rob her and use her money for hookup. I come and rob her and use her money for something useless. This woman is suffering. And then later on, I pray and I'm forgiven. So the punishment of what I did, I didn't receive any consequence for it. Where is the justice in that?
Okay. In Islam,
answer the question first.
I'm answering. Me and you said too, if I steal your money in Islam, for God to forgive me, I have to tell you that, Seto, I have stolen your money. Forgive me. Because God says in the hereafter, there will be a case between, for example, if I steal money from you, there will be a case between me and you that God will look after. If I did not ask for your forgiveness and you did not forgive me, even if I ask for forgiveness of sin between me and my God, sin between me and my God, God will forgive me. Sin between me and Seto, I have to come out, Seto, I have stolen your money yesterday, please forgive me. Sin between me and you, I have to discuss it. I have to tell you what I have done and I have to seek for your forgiveness. If I sin that is between me and God, that one, God will forgive me. That's what we believe in Islam.
Okay, so where is the answer to my question?
You said if somebody go and rob somebody, where is the justice? If God forgive you, you rob somebody, you go to the head of that person, tell him you have stolen from him, seek for his forgiveness, then he forgives you. If he did not forgive you, if you go to the day of judgment, there will be case between the two of you. Only if you return what you stole to him.
How am I going to return it after?
If you did not return, then there will be case between you and him in the day of judgment.
Okay, so that's the whole point here. So right now, you have committed sin before. We are not innocent, right? So you can go
Depends
to
on which
heaven.
type of sin. I just defined it.
It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter which type of sin.
Sin between me and my God.
Anybody between you and me, let's say between you and me, let's say you have committed sin against me. So now you going to heaven is dependent on me, not dependent on Allah. Is that what you are saying?
That
So if
particular sin of stealing from you or whatsoever I did to you is between me and you.
It's between me and you. So you going to heaven is now not dependent on Allah anymore, not dependent on God, your God. It's dependent on a human being. So
if you say you have forgiven me for what I stole from you, I'm free. If you did not forgive me, we'll go to day of judgment. God will do judgment between me and you.
Okay.
And God can decide to put more sin to me because of what I did to you. But
yes,
as you know,
he's going to favor you. He's going to like favor you, and some people he's not going to favor them. So it is not going to be like consistent. It's going to be biased.
how?
That's what you believe in. So the point here, that how you, I clearly asked you, right? If somebody commits a crime, right, and then the person then repents, the crime is still committed, and the crime deserves its punishment. Do you agree to that?
Yeah, I just told you, if the crime deserves punishment and it's between you and somebody, not between you and God.
Okay, the crime deserves punishment or not?
It deserves punishment. That's why if the person did not forgive you, you will be punished for that particular crime.
So what is the punishment for that then?
Till we go to the hereafter.
And this is the whole point here, right? What Christianity, what Jesus did for us, then Muhammad has come. Muhammad came after that and has convinced you. You have taken something which you don't have the assurance. Right now, you don't have any assurance. You can hope because
who said I don't have assurance?
Now you just said it depends on if the person will forgive you. So if you have sinned against,
if I'm a good Muslim, why will I go and steal from Seto?
But you were not always a good Muslim.
That is why I can sin between me and my God, but sin between me and Seto, I don't think I'm that type of. Every good Muslim should be that type of person that go and.
Okay, are you saying have you stolen before?
I can't remember. If maybe when I was little, I don't know what
exactly. That is still stealing.
But how old was I? Okay, the Quran, the Islamic philosophy say your sin will start. Angel will start writing your sins when you mature. When you are very little,
that is not true. Why does it say that? Where does it say?
No,
this?
I want you to find not true first, so that I will show people that you are just saying without knowing what you are saying.
Okay, so then I will also show you. It's not true because Prophet Muhammad said in the hadith that a child died, and then Aisha was saying, oh, this child will be in paradise. And Prophet Muhammad says, no, because you don't know what has been decreed for this child. So it doesn't matter, even if as a child she died, he could still go to hell, he could still go to heaven. He was a child.
Are you saying in Islam, a little boy that is not mature, if he do something wrong, sin is written for him? Are you saying that?
That's what Prophet Muhammad is saying.
That's not what he said.
He said, this child who is dead, Aisha cannot automatically assume that he is going to heaven because Allah has decreed maybe he will go to hell, maybe he will go to heaven.
So if I show you the hadith that confirm what I just told you now?
So what if I show you the hadith that confirm what I told you?
I know the hadith you are talking about. I'm not lying. I know it. But it's not. Did he talk about sin? Maybe the child has sinned.
Yes,
okay, what sin did the child commit according to the hadith?
It doesn't say anything because he's a child, Aisha is saying Aisha is thinking like a child is innocent. So he must. You get the point. Aisha is thinking.
What I want you to know.
Let me finish my statement. Let me finish my statement. You keep on saying in Islam, you say these things, but you never prove. Aisha was thinking this child was innocent because it's a child. Right?
Yeah, I know the hadith. Calm down. All the hadiths you are quoting, I know them.
So can a child go to hell too in Islam?
This is what I'm telling you. Prophet Muhammad was talking to Aisha, because he don't want, there is a hadith that Prophet Muhammad, he doesn't like if somebody died, you should just assume he's in paradise. He don't want people to have that laxity. So even if you are his son, even if you are a Sahaba or somebody pious that died, he don't like people assuming this particular person is in paradise.
But Muhammad himself already promised some people paradise.
Yeah, those people he promised paradise, that one is sacrosanct, it's fact. But if, for example, somebody that he did not promise paradise, but he's a good man, pious man, doing all sort of good, died, he don't want people to have that assurance to just say this man is in paradise just because we see he's doing good. There is a hadith that he wants that.
Yeah, okay. So let me try and put it on the screen so that people will see what I am saying, and maybe you can give us the
I
hadith.
know before you even put it on the screen, I told you I know the hadith.
Okay, so you said it's not talking about sin. That's what you said, right?
I say it did not talk that the child have committed sin. That's what I said.
Okay, so that is why
So
Aisha
let's see if it says that.
Okay, Aisha, the mother of the believers, said that Allah's messenger called to lead the funeral prayer of a child of the Ansar. I said, Allah's messenger, there is happiness for this child who is a bird from the birds of paradise, for it committed no sin, nor has he reached the age when one can commit sin. So okay, let's continue. It has not reached the age. He said, the prophet said, Aisha, per adventure, it may be otherwise, because God created for paradise those who are fit for it while they were yet in their father's loins, and created for hell those who are to go to hell. He created them for hell while they were yet in their father's loins. Okay. So what you were saying, that the angels in Islam, they write something at a certain age. I want to see this hadith because I want to see it too, okay, so that we can use it to compare here. Because
which hadith?
The one that you said in Islam, the angels start writing your sins at a certain age.
Let me look for it. Don't worry.
Okay.
The one I said is only when you mature that sins will be written for you.
Something like that. The angels start writing the thing, your sins at a certain age, right? But this hadith is saying, Aisha is saying this child is dead. He has not committed any sin. Well, he has not reached the age when one can commit sin. So for Aisha, it sounds logic. In Christianity, children, Jesus already said the kingdom of heaven is for children. Jesus said, if you hurt a child, it is better you put a chain on your neck and throw yourself into the sea. Children are like precious. But Muhammad is telling us otherwise. Muhammad is saying Allah created, so this child, he could be created for hell.
It is mentioned in Abu Dawud, hadith number 4403. Same hadith is also mentioned in Ibn Majah, hadith number 2041.
Abu Dawud number what? Say number again.
Abu Dawud 4403. 4403. Abu Dawud.
Let me try and see, because you have the book. Can you read something from read what it says? Okay. Okay.
The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, the pen is lifted for 3.
Okay.
That is, their deeds are not recorded. A child until he reaches puberty. An insane man until he comes to his senses. One who is asleep until he wakes up.
Okay. So I think if you have the similar, I think this is the verse, it's just on the screen, right?
Okay.
It says here, Abu Dawud 4403, according to what
that's it.
The prophet says, there are 3 persons whose actions are not recorded. A sleeper till he wakes, he is awake. Okay, so if you are asleep and you do something, it's not recorded. A boy till he reaches puberty. Okay, and a lunatic till he comes to reason. That's what it says here. So if this is the case, the boy who has not yet reached puberty and he dies, does he have sin or not?
It's not recorded.
It's not recorded, so he has sin or not?
He has no sin because there is
So
no
will
any
he go to
recorded
heaven
sin.
or not? Will he go to heaven or not?
That is what I told you. Prophet Muhammad did not say the boy is not going to heaven. He just said, he's telling her, how could she know? How could she say that?
Okay, because Muhammad said the boys, look at this. Muhammad has already told her, let's say Muhammad told her, a boy who has not yet reached puberty has no sin. It has not been recorded.
Yeah.
So if Aisha comes to the conclusion, because sinners are not going to be in heaven, only righteous people. So if Aisha gets the understanding that because there is no sin for this boy, he is in heaven, and then Muhammad shuts her down and said, no, you don't know, because Allah already created from the loins, before you were in the loins, when you were in the loins of your father, one who is going to heaven and one who is going to hell.
I told you, Prophet Muhammad always stopped his Sahabas from saying somebody is going to Jannah.
He himself
always
already. No, that's not even the issue here. The issue here is Muhammad already told them. I'm just assuming this verse came before. That is why Aisha has the understanding that the boy is in paradise. So Muhammad told them, a boy who has not yet reached puberty is free. No sin has been recorded. So that would be the perfect one to be in paradise.
You know one good thing about the Quran and the Hadith, because even today, the moment I enter you live, I saw you quoting a verse that you can marry a girl, give her money.
Changing the topic.
I'm not changing. I'm using it. I want to use that as example and answer you. I want to use that as example and answer you. Give her money, sleep with her, like do marriage of muta'ah, then give her money, and then so likewise this one, Prophet Muhammad says this. One thing you need to understand in Islam, it is always when Prophet Muhammad was alive, before our religion is completed, it is step by step. If today you know A, B, C, D, after 2 months, E, F, G, H can come after. If today you know this, after some days, you can know something that built on that. If Prophet Muhammad says this, for example, then later on, this hadith can come and give him explanation of that particular hadith. I don't know if you understand.
I'm listening. I want to know the point you are trying to make.
So if Prophet Muhammad says something, for example, let me give you an example. Prophet Muhammad said you should not drink alcohol when you want to pray. Right?
I'm listening.
You know the verse, I told you know the verse. So you can go and bring that verse to me and tell me, see, Quran did not say you should not drink alcohol. He said only when you want to pray. That is the only time he says you should not drink alcohol. True, the Quran says that. But later on, a verse comes that supersedes that verse that says don't drink alcohol at all. That previous verse is there.
Which verse is that? Which verse says don't drink alcohol at all?
It's not in the Quran.
I'm not saying that, but I want to know because I didn't.
No, I want to know. Is it that you don't know, or it's not in the Quran, so that I will know?
What I know that there is a verse saying stay away, but it didn't say don't drink.
Okay, what does it mean to if I said you should stay away from something, that means you should not even get close to it. No,
but you see now, it's like you can say stay away from these people, right? You can say something, but it's not the same to me. It's not the same like don't go to these people. But that's one.
No, we are speaking English, Seto. If I say stay away from, let the Bible speak. I mean, you should not even go close to him. Talk less of touching him. So when the
Quran say,
the Quran says stay away from it.
The Quran said like alcohol is good. When he said that, was that time good or was that time bad?
What the Quran is talking about is talking about the little benefit that is in alcohol.
Now, okay,
If-
so you are giving tafsir.
Let me give you example. A drinker that wants to drink alcohol, does it enjoy it? Does it have that benefit of enjoyment? A drunkard that normally drink alcohol.
So the point, I don't want to even switch. You see, we are missing the topic here. We are
If
missing.
you are the one that is telling me Quran say alcohol is good, that's not what it says.
No, it says it's before. This is before, right? And it has been abrogated. So before Allah brought this verse, it is on the screen right now. Quran chapter 60, verse 67. And from the fruits of the palm tree and grapevine, you take intoxicant and good provision, right? Indeed, in that it's a sign for people who reason.
Okay.
So in this verse, Allah is not condemning alcohol.
I told you already. He said, don't even drink it when you want to pray. Not
No. This one came before that verse. So before this one verse came, Allah didn't condemn it. He was like, it is for people who reason. And then later on, maybe they were abusing it. They were drinking too much. So Allah said, abstain from alcohol when you are coming to pray. And then later on, he brought another verse again to come and say, stay away from it. It is the work of the devil. Listen carefully. He said, it is the work of the devil.
Yeah.
But he is the one who brought this one. Was it the work of the devil when he said, intoxicant, you can take intoxicant in a good provision? Who was the one who brought this verse? Was it the devil?
I told you it's God, but let me I don't want us to go away from that, but let me explain this one to you too. During the time of Prophet Muhammad, all the Sahabas, they drink alcohol, they do all sort of things, they do all that, they do sort of things. They became Muslims, newly Muslims. So Allah stopped them from what they are doing step by step. He did not just come at once, boom, stop this.
So this is a permission. This is a permission. This verse is not stopping, it's permission.
I don't understand.
The verse on the screen is not about stopping, it is about permission.
It says what? And from the fruits of the palm tree, you take intoxicant and good provision. Indeed. So why did he say they should drink it?
He said you take intoxicant and provisions.
He's telling them what they do.
It is right there on the screen. You just read it.
Read it. Let's read it together. And from the fruit of palm trees and grape wines, you take intoxicant. He's telling them what they do.
Yes.
So you are laughing and trying to say it's not like that.
He's telling them what they is intoxicant bad according to this verse?
No, show me where he said they should take that intoxicant here.
No, the question is Allah condemning intoxicant in this verse or promoting?
I told you he do things step by step because they are newly into the religion of Islam.
Is he promoting it or is he like forbidding it?
This is what I told you. When they become Muslim, they are taking this intoxicant.
No, this is a verse from Allah.
Allah is aware they are taking intoxicant when they become Muslim.
Is Allah promoting it here or is he condemning it?
He's allowing them to take it at this point.
Exactly.
He's not telling them not to.
So Allah is compromising with the drunkards. Even though it is a work from Satan. Listen.
So you had my explanation, yet you want to twist it. I told you.
No, I'm not twisting anything. According to your understanding, Allah said alcohol is the something from Satan. Satan is the handiwork of Satan.
That is the last verse that comes with regard to alcohol.
Exactly. But
so the previous verse, they were allowed to take it because it's what they used to do. And if you want to convince somebody,
they used to be pagans too, right? You believe they used to be pagans? They used to kill their children. That's what they are. You say. Did Allah permit them to continue doing that?
Which one?
To be pagans.
That one is not. This alcohol is not as great sin as that one. This one, they can be taking it gradually, then he stopped this one, gradually stop this one, until the last verse come when they are comfortable in Islam.
Okay, so the whole point about this verse is, this particular verse is not condemning alcohol.
Of
and
course.
Allah is saying, well, show me.
It's not,
exactly. And it's for people who reason.
So it's not, I told you.
Yeah, so it is for people who reason.
when they become Muslim, initially Allah wanted the Prophet Muhammad wanted them to be comfortable in Islam. So
Exactly.
you don't just bring people and start condemning all they do.
Did
That's
you hear
the
what you
logic.
said? Did you hear what you said? Can you show me where Jesus was compromising with the word of God, doing something bad, and Jesus thinks, okay, I have to compromise with them.
You want to go back to Jesus?
No, answer the question. Because you just said because they were alcoholics, so Allah, Prophet Muhammad had to compromise. He had to like compromise with them and then gradually take them out. But God will not do that. God doesn't compromise with anything like this. If it is bad, it is bad.
Your knowledge of God and my knowledge of God are two different things.
Exactly. So then why do you question? Why do you question that Jesus being God? Why do you question this?
Because it is written in your book, Jesus dissociated himself from the only true God. He removed himself.
So when Jesus said, go and baptize in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, did he remove himself?
Why is it that in the Revised Standard Version, the verse that talk about the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit all are one? Why is it removed in the Revised Standard Version?
Is that what I asked you? Jesus said
still the same thing, three things. The Son.
No, I said Jesus said the disciples should go and baptize in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In the name. Did Jesus remove himself?
If Jesus put himself, as I told you, as a Muslim, some verses of the Bible I accept, some I
It's
I
not
don't.
about what you accept as a Muslim. I'm saying you said Jesus removed himself. And I'm telling you.
Didn't he? We just read the verse together.
No, because it is your understanding, right? It is like
you would give a better understanding.
You and your wife and
give
your
us
children.
a better understanding.
Let me, I'm giving it to you. Let's say you, your wife, and your children. You are family Muhammad. Let me say it like this, okay? I don't know your family Kagara.
If you remember, I destroyed this your logic.
No, I didn't. You didn't. But let me explain this to you. Family Kagara, right? You, your wife, and your children, family Kagara. If your wife make the statement, my husband is the true family Kagara, is she saying she's not part of family Kagara? Is she not part?
She's part, but I ask you, can my wife do something against my will?
The point we want to establish, just because you use the
answer
word.
me first. Answer me. Can my wife do answer?
Let me answer you. You said because Jesus said the only true God is the Father, which means he has distanced himself. He is not God anymore.
And he did not stop there. After he said the only true God, then
okay, so let me say, when your wife says the true family Kagara is my husband, and I, his wife, is taking care of the children. Is she not family Kagara?
It doesn't add up, because family is an entity, Sato.
Okay.
Me, my children, and my wife as one entity. That is family. The moment you talk about family, you talk about three of us.
And what about God? How do you know how God is?
Let me finish. So if we are one entity, in our context, my wife can do something against my will. Me and you know that. My children can do something against my will. But in time of God, as one entity, if Jesus do something against God's will? The answer is no. He cannot do anything against God's will.
You are strong man. The point we are making here is you said because Jesus said the Father is the true God, which means he is not God. That is what you are saying.
And because after he dissociates himself, immediately he talk about himself.
Yes, and I just gave you an example. Jesus then led us, because the God is one. So if Jesus then say the Father is God, it is like when your wife says, my husband is the true Kagara family. She's not she's not saying she's not the true family Kagara. She knows that you are one. You are one. Still you are one, even if she identifies you as the only true family Kagara. So
but if we are speaking English, Seto, only if you want to speak Ghana. If you want to speak English, my wife cannot say my husband is the only family of the house and then me. If she is part of the family, why will she say talk about the family, then talk about herself differently? That family is an entity.
Can't your wife say my husband is the only head of the family?
Head of the family, there is distinction. So who is the head of Trinity?
Okay, so you understand. So if your wife says that, does it mean she's not part
No,
of the
answer
Trinity?
me. Who is the head of Trinity?
The father is.
So it's not equal now. All of them are not the same.
So that's what I'm trying to say. So just because the father is the head of the family, that doesn't mean Jesus is not God. Do you accept that?
But answer me. That means they are not equal.
Do you accept that what I'm saying? Your voice is not coming. Your voice is not coming. Let the Bible speak.
Yeah, me too, okay.
Okay, Kagara, we can't hear you. Kagara, we can't hear you. Your voice is not coming in. Can you hear him? Kagara, nobody can hear you.
I can't hear him.
Okay, nobody can hear you, Kagara. There is something wrong with your place.
Hello?
Yeah, you
Sorry.
are back.
Are they equal or not?
I said the position, right? The father.
That's a simple question.
Let me answer you now. Let me answer you. Okay, they are equal in nature. They are equal in nature as being God, but they say the Father in the hierarchy, the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. That is why they form.
What is hierarchy, Sato? Define hierarchy. Does hierarchy mean somebody above somebody?
But they have the same nature.
So, are you contradicting yourself saying they are equal?
No, they are equal in the same nature. Being
so
God.
What are they? What part of it do the hierarchy exist?
Because, for example, the Son came then to serve the Father, right? So the Son limited himself and took the human form.
No, not limited himself. The Son is inferior to the Father. Is that what you are saying?
As the Bible said, the Son took the human nature and then came as a servant. He said already.
So are you destroying the equality you have been preaching about?
No, they are equality as God, one God. I don't get you. The whole point here is, right, your God, Allah in the Quran here, right, is here. He didn't like say alcohol is bad. He sent Angel Gabriel to promote alcohol according to this verse, but it was then
so then the final verse that comes, it says stay away from alcohol.
Yes.
So that is the verse that abrogates those previous verses.
Exactly.
So what's the point? We should stay away
the point is, alcohol is this handiwork of Satan. That's what the Quran is saying. And alcohol is for people who reason at the time going.
Then a verse come and abrogate that particular thing you are talking about.
It is like you saying Allah sent the verse, and then he said you can be pagan, you can worship idol, you can worship trees. And then he later on sent another verse and come and tell you, stop worshiping trees, stop only me.
What if there is no such in the Quran? But if there is such, what is there? If you are a pagan, and Sato, let's say you are a pagan and you become Muslim.
I have to go now. I have to go. Time is up. Kagara.
Okay, you say, but even the alcohol you are talking about, didn't the Bible ask you people not to take the alcohol?
No, Bible didn't say that. The Bible said we shouldn't get drunk.
Okay, what's the use of alcohol?
What is the use of alcohol? Not to get drunk.
Not to get drunk.
Yes.
So people that get drunk, what do they take to get drunk?
They abuse it. What is wrong? People abuse.
So there is no verse that says you should not drink alcohol.
No, there is no verse that say you shouldn't drink alcohol. No.
Okay, let me check this verse. Just a minute.
Okay, just a minute. But yesterday you said I should come live, and then you explain this verse for us.
Okay, bring the verse.
Quran chapter 3, verse number 9.
Okay. Book of Ephesians chapter 5, verse number 18.
Okay.
It says, "Do not get drunk wine."
Okay.
So are you saying it says you should not abuse it?
He said, "Don't get drunk." What did I say?
And that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
do you have where it says don't abuse it?
He said, "Do not get drunk." What is the meaning
What
of
does
getting
it
drunk?
mean? Okay, define. Maybe I didn't understand it.
Drunk is when you have abused it, when you are drunk. You don't know, you're not on yourself anymore. You have
And
abused.
tell me the verse that says don't abuse it. Me, I have a verse that says
The
don't
verse
get
that you
drunk.
just quoted, the verse that you just quoted is telling you, do not get drunk. It didn't say
Okay,
don't
what
drink.
about book of Proverbs that say wine is a mocker?
Because if you get drunk, then you are mocking yourself. This is why you just quoted the
No,
verse yourself.
no. Where did this verse say if you get drunk, you are mocking yourself?
Okay, listen carefully.
Okay, read the verse. It says.
Kagara, why are you jumping? You see now you quoted the verse yourself, and then it's like now you are jumping, you are running away.
Okay, explain it. Sorry.
Hold on.
Explain it.
The verse
Explain
that
it.
you
Sorry.
quoted, the verse that you quoted, Ephesians, right?
No, read Proverbs. Read Proverbs.
Well, you don't like Ephesians anymore?
No, let's talk about Proverbs.
I want people to see what Proverbs chapter what?
Read Proverbs chapter number 20, verse number 1, and 19, verse number 23.
Okay, Proverbs 21.
And then we'll go to 19, verse number 23.
Okay. It says here, okay, can you read it for us?
Okay, let me open it. Sorry, Proverbs. I said chapter. I'm using my phone and it's misbehaving. Okay, I said Proverbs chapter number 20. Oh, okay.
20 verse number 1.
20 verse number 1. Okay, wine is a mocker, and bear a brawler. Whoever is led astray by them is not wise.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want you to understand that the Bible is talking about wine is a mocker. You say it says don't abuse. If you abuse, you'll be making mockery of yourself.
Yes.
So I want to use the way you are doing to Quran. Where does it say that? Where does it say if you abuse it, you'll be making mockery of yourself?
Okay, Ephesians chapter. What verse did you quote in Ephesians?
Ephesians chapter number, I think 5 verse number 18.
5:18, okay. So Ephesians 5:18. So do not get drunk.
Yeah, it says that.
Okay, so what is the meaning of not getting drunk?
Getting drunk to me is not to take alcohol.
Not to take alcohol at all?
Yeah, that's if it has a different explanation, then show me in the Bible.
What? So when somebody say do not get drunk, it means don't drink at all.
Okay, well, I don't have anywhere that say drink or drink and not get drunk, but I have a place that says it's a mocker. I have a place that says don't get drunk.
Oh, okay. So there are a lot of verses in the Bible. Okay, envy, drunkenness, orgy are things like these. I warn you, as I warned you before, that those who do such things will not inherit the kingdom of God. Galatians chapter 5, verse number 21. Okay. Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, browse around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. So be sober-minded. Okay, so that's what the Bible says. That's First Peter 5:8. Isaiah 5. Woe to those who rise early in the morning, that they may run after strong drinks, who tarry late into the evening as wine inflames them. Isaiah chapter 5, verse number 11. Nor thieves, nor the greedy, nor the drunkards, nor revealer. All these verses are speaking about not being drunk. So you cannot stand on one verse like what you were about Proverbs chapter 20, verse number 1. The context is, I will understand it. It's speaking about drinking.
Not to take too much, right?
Drinking too much, exactly.
Okay, because it talks about drunk, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me read this to you.
Wait, what are you reading to me?
I'm reading Proverbs chapter number 23. Let me start so that you get the context from verse 19. Hear thou, my son, and be wise. and guide your hearts in the way. Be not among the wine bibbers, among righteous eaters of flesh, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty.
Exactly.
So I have places that talk about drunkard. Whether you drink small or you drink much, as long as you drink alcohol, I believe you are a drunkard. I want you to show a verse in
Proverbs
the
chapter what did
Bible,
you read? Proverbs chapter what?
chapter 23,
Verse number?
starting from 19 to 20, let's say 23.
Okay, Proverbs 23:19. The saying 16, listen, my son, and be wise, and set your heart on the right path. Do not join who drinks too much wine, or gog themselves on meat. You see now? For drunkenness and glutton becomes poor. And so this verse is not even speaking about also eating too much. It's about eating too much meat.
That means you read the New International Version. The New International Version has the word too much.
Screen.
It's not on the
The New
screen.
International Version have the word too much. The King James Version, that too much is removed.
Okay, let's see. Let me see. Let me try and find the version that you want. But I have to go now. I have to go. But verse number.
Starting from 19. In King James Version, they removed that too much.
Okay, and that's what you like, right? It helps your case, but it will not. Okay, so here it's on the screen now, right?
Okay, I'm checking my own phone Bible, so you can read
Hear,
it.
my son, and be wise, and guide your heart in the way.
No.
Okay.
What do you mean? No.
No, I say okay.
Okay. Do not mix with wine.
No. I said no.
Okay, but why?
When you ask if it was on the screen, when you ask if it was at the screen, like on the screen, I said no, like no. But now it's in.
But now. Okay. Okay, so it says here, right? Do not mix with the wine bibbers or gluttonous eaters of meat. For the drunkards and the glutton will come to poverty, and drowsiness will clothe a man with rags. So as clear as daylight, this verse is speaking about drunkards. So if you go there, you drink, you become drunk.
Are you doing tafsir?
No, it's there. It is there on the screen for the drunkard.
Okay, show where it says when you go and drink too much and then become shows.
It says there for the drunkard. Who are the drunkards?
Drunk, I mean somebody that drink alcohol.
Too much when he's drunk, my guy.
Where is the too much written?
What does drunkard itself means? You have taken too much, you are drunk. Let me see what the meaning of drunkard is, okay? According to meaning. Let me see. Because it's like you are playing. The word is there. The word itself means so. Look, a person who is habitually drunk.
So now, are you saying in Christianity you can drink alcohol but not much? But if you drink much, you are doing against God.
The Bible does not forbid drinking. It doesn't say to drink alcohol is forbidden.
I want to understand you. Can you drink alcohol to the point of becoming dizzy?
No, then you are abusing it.
Okay, so the Bible prohibits people that drink alcohol to the point of getting dizzy, right?
People shouldn't drink alcohol to get drunk, yes.
Okay. So I understand you. You know me, I'm a very understanding person. I understand you. So is pork forbidden in Christianity?
No, it's not.
Okay, it's not, but so what did Leviticus 11:7 said?
That is in the Old Testament. It doesn't apply.
Who is the God of the Old Testament?
You yourself, you told me you can say A, B, C, and D, and then later on E, F, G, H will come. You said it.
In the Quran, that explanation that I can say something and that thing can be abrogated, there is a verse that says that in the Quran. Where does it say in the Bible that there is abrogation?
No. In the Bible, does it say camel meat is prohibited or is allowed?
Where?
In the Bible.
I think it says it's prohibited.
Did Muhammad eat camel meat or not?
He eats. I told you in Quran we have a clear verse that talk about this abrogation.
Now, okay, in the Bible, so we also know that the Bible is a progressive revelation. The New
Where
Testament,
does it say talks about this abrogation law?
Abrogation. Let the Bible speak. Can you speak with him? Because tell him why we follow the New Testament. The reason why we follow the New Testament and the new laws.
Okay, so when we come to the Old Testament, it deals with Judaism. The New Testament deals with Christianity. Christians are no more under the law. We are not under the law of Moses. We are under the law of Christ, which is the New Testament which he brought. So when you get time and read Hebrews chapter number 9.
Who give law of Moses? Who give law of Moses?
God gave the law to the people of
Who is
Israel
that
to
God?
Moses.
Who is that God?
The God that you and I are talking about in terms of the Bible, not the Quran.
Is the God Jesus?
Yes, Jesus Christ is part of.
So is Jesus
the New
that
Testament.
prohibits the eating of pork in the Old Testament?
Jesus, God of the Old Testament and the New Testament. In the Old Testament, promised to change his covenants, promised to change his laws. So when
What
he
I
changes,
asked you, was it Jesus that prohibits the people of Moses from eating pork?
Speak, guys.
yes,
It was Jesus.
he's part of the Godhead, so he was part.
So that same Jesus is the one that say you should eat pork now.
As I said, the law that God gave the people of Israel through Moses is
I
done
understand
away.
you.
according
I'm
to
trying to be very understanding. Let the Bible speak. Jesus prohibit people from eating pork in the Old Testament. So in the New Testament, which verse Jesus allow people to eat pork?
There's no emphatical statement like eat pork.
Okay.
No
Show me a
emphatic-
verse that abrogates the previous verse that they say they should not eat pork. Which verse supersede that verse which allow them to eat pork?
Based on your question, the answer is there is no verse that says eat pork.
So why are you changing the previous law when you don't have what supersede it? In Quran, we talk about the abrogation.
Wait. Did you think of your question? You asked a question. Where does the New Testament says I have abrogated the eating of pork or like something
Okay,
that says
where does
eat
the New
pork?
Testament
And
say
I'm
you
telling
can
you,
eat pork? Meaning the
and
previous
I'm
one.
telling you, there is no verse that says you can eat pork.
But there is a verse that says you cannot eat in the previous, in the Old Testament.
I'm telling you that there's a verse that says the old covenant is being done away.
So is it all the old covenant that is being done away? When Jesus said in
Yes,
the
please.
Gospel of Matthew, chapter number 5, verse number 17, that you should not get away with a little dot from the law of Moses. Whoever
Can you
breaks the
read it?
little dot from the
Can you
Old
read it?
Testament will be called
Let's
least in the kingdom of God.
let's read it. Where is your Bible? Read it by yourself.
No, read it. Me, I'm
Let's
using
read
my phone
Matthew
Bible
chapter
and I
5
want to
verse
look at
17.
what you are doing. So I
Please,
give you a
let's read
quotation.
Matthew chapter
Gospel
5,
of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17.
verse 17.
17 to 20.
Read it. I
Yeah,
want
I
you to
just
read it. So let's read.
summarize it to you because I'm using
No,
my
don't
phone
summarize it.
Bible.
Let's read it. Don't summarize
Okay.
it. Let's read it.
Okay,
So read it.
I should read it.
Yes.
Okay. I thought since you have the Bible, it's easier to just open it and check.
So read it.
Okay.
I want you to read it. Let's read it.
No
and
problem.
say it in accordance.
Don't worry. Let me read it.
Thank you very
I'll
much.
read it. When Jesus said you should not break little dot from the previous law.
Okay.
Okay. Think not that I have come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy it, but to fulfill it. For verily, verily, I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one title shall in no wise pass from the previous law, till all is fulfilled. Whosoever shall break one of these least commandments and teach men to do so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you, except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribe and the Pharisee, you shall in no way enter into the kingdom of God.
I can't hear you.
I just finished reading it. Okay, Senator is helping you.
Okay, so do not think I came to destroy the law of Moses. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill them. Okay, so what is Christ coming to fulfill? Do we fulfill
So
them?
the provision of pork is in the law of Moses.
Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
So listen, you asked me a question. So listen. So he came to fulfill the law. What is Christ trying to talk about? He came to fulfill the law and the prophet. Fulfilling the law and the prophet means the prophecies in the law concerning him.
You said what? You said?
No, he has frozen. Okay, there is a frozen. I don't know, but my time is up and I have to really go. Okay, but Kagara, what you are just reading here, I think he was trying to tell you he came to fulfill something. For I assure you, I say to you, till heaven and earth pass away, not a jot, okay, will be no means passed from the law till all is fulfilled.
Which
Till
law?
is fulfilled.
Which law?
That's why I told you that the law and the prophet, listen, the law and the prophet that is talking about, Christ is talking here, is concerning what was prophesied about him. So when he comes and he established the new covenant, the old law has to do away. So that's why he said there's
what
no dot that will pass
prophesies
away
over
from
him,
law.
that is the law.
He said
The law, the previous law is what is prophesied over Jesus. Is that what you are saying?
yes.
Tell me where you get
So
that translation.
Okay, Matthew chapter 24, verse 44 downwards.
Okay, open it, please.
Luke 24, 44 downwards.
I have to go.
Please, to open it. Where Jesus said the law means prophesying about Jesus.
Okay, so let's go there.
Luke 24.
Yes, verse 44 downwards.
Okay, let's to open it.
But Kagaran, in the Quran, didn't Jesus, according to the, came and changed the law?
No, we are not talking about Quran. Let's finish this one because
Let's finish the Bible.
it will drag us. It will take too much time.
But is this yes or no?
Let's go.
In the Quran, there are new laws, but I want a specific verse that said change the law. That is what I'm saying. If in the previous book they said don't eat pork, then there should be a verse that allows.
Please.
Okay. Hello, read.
Yeah, I can see.
So read it.
Okay, then he said to them, these are the words which I spoke to you while I was still with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses and the prophets, and the psalm concerning me.
Okay, so Christ is talking about the prophecies that is concerning him. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. And he said, all will come to an end. A jot can be taken out if all is fulfilled.
So does the law next only
on the cross,
is the law of Moses specifically only about the prophecy of Jesus?
Did I say something like that?
I thought the law of Moses is expanded. The prophecy about Jesus is part of the law. The commandment also is part of the law.
Every law of Moses that God gave to the people of Israel through Moses is done
It's
away.
part of the law. Yeah,
They are
that's
all
my
done away.
point.
We are now in the New Testament covenant. That's
I
the New
understand.
Testament.
I understand all that. All these things are part of the law. So eating pork that was prohibited is part of the law. The prophecy of Jesus
And it
is
is
part
done
of the
away.
law. Love,
Let the Bible speak. My time
love
is up.
your neighbor is part of the law. You shall not
They are
commit
all-
adultery is part of the law. So
They are
that
all done
particular
away.
part
We are
where in the New Testament it allow you to break the previous saying that say you should not eat pork. Where in the New Testament that law is changed.
I told you, if you listen very well, I told you there's no emphatic statement that says that
So
you
there
can
is
eat
no
pork.
verse
But
that changed
listen,
the previous.
there's no verse that says you can eat this meat, you can eat that meat, you can eat that meat. But
So you
there are
agree?
laws. There are laws that state that the previous laws are done away. They are nailed
So
on the cross.
okay, and let me go. The more you go, the more you are digging grave for yourself. Are you saying all the
I love to
previous
dig grave
law
for
now
myself.
are not going to work? All of them?
They are no more under the old covenant laws. We are no more under that. We are under the new covenant laws.
So all the law of Moses now, we are not
Done
going to
away.
work with them. Is
They
that
are all done away.
when
They
Moses
are all
say, "Thou shalt love their neighbor as their self," we cannot
they
work
are all
with it.
done away. But in the
So,
New Testament, we have such
so
laws.
now all those "you shall love your neighbor as yourself" should be put in the dustbin.
But it
In
also
the
says
New Testament, we have laws that says love your neighbor.
All those 10 commandments now, we should throw them
They are
into
done
the
away.
dustbin, right?
They are done away.
So all what it says in the previous book is not working now.
The laws in the previous books that was governing the people of Israel is done
Sato, I
away.
hope you are hearing him.
Are you hearing him? Are you listening?
I'm listening and I want you to listen because I will use it against you. That's why I say you should hear him. All the law of the Old Testament, we should throw them in the dustbin, correct?
All the laws God gave to Moses to the people of Israel is done away.
So now that means we don't really need to do anything that the Old Testament said we should do.
I said the laws God gave to the people of Israel through Moses
And that is
is
the
done
Old
away.
Testament now.
Listen. We are under the new covenant and it has its law. Can't you hear?
I understand there is new covenant, it has its law. Even though the Bible said we should not break least of the previous commandment. And now you
Okay.
are saying
Kagaran.
all things in the previous book, we should put them into the dustbin.
Listen
So
carefully,
who are you
Kagaran.
to believe, you or
Sato, you
Jesus?
wanted to speak.
I mean, time has something. I was saying, okay, I have to go and pick 3 o'clock. And I was saying, confirm me back. But yes, it's still 3 o'clock. Kagaran. The point
Yes.
is, okay, the law that let the Bible speak is telling us right now. You asked for this verse. He gave you this verse. You ignore it as if you didn't see it.
I didn't ignore it, Sato. What I
Yeah, but,
said.
but it's okay. It's okay. Let me finish speaking here, okay? Because I have to go.
Okay, please,
The
but you
whole
are
point
here
here,
to talk
the whole
one
point
last
here is
time.
right. We are not under the Old Testament laws. We are not under it. We are not. So we have the new covenant law. That is what we follow. Just like you yourself, you said Muhammad came with the Quran, and then now you eat camel meat. But you said Jesus said he didn't come to change anything, but the Quran is saying yes, he came and then he was made something forbidden for them. So it is like you are choosing and picking and choosing. You use the Bible, even though the verse in the Bible clearly says there that until all is fulfilled, and then Jesus fulfilled all of them. But you are still saying in the Old Testament. You see the point? You are not being fair to the Christians. And Jesus already, and then in the Quran, you are saying Jesus did not come to change a dot, but in the Quran, Jesus was changed. So is the Quran corrupt? But I have to go now, okay? I cannot stay any longer. I have to go. Seto SSK, I'm sorry, okay? I have to be in the. I have to go. I have to go. I cannot.
No,
stay
let me
any
make
longer.
my own last statement, Seto. Let me make my own last statement.
Take 20 seconds, please. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. What I asked, what he showed me, he showed that the law, the previous law talks about the prophecy, which I asked him, does it only stick to only prophecy? He said he did not say that. Then I said, that's my point. The prophecy is part of the law, and other commandments given by God are also part of the law. That is why Jesus said, don't break the least commandment. So what he showed me,
Until all is fulfilled.
eh?
Until, don't quote any part of the verses, quote all
Until
of them.
all is fulfilled.
Okay, was
So
it
it's
fulfilled?
not only restricting the law to be prophecy.
Is the
There
law
are other
fulfilled or
laws.
not?
There are other laws
Is it
that
fulfilled
are
or
not
not?
prophecy.
Is it fulfilled or not?
That is why I'm asking you whether there is a new law that says now you can eat pork, since the previous law says
Is
don't
the law
eat pork.
fulfilled or not? According to the
The
Bible, is
issue
it
of the
fulfilled?
prophecy, according to you, is fulfilled. But what about the
Not
other
according
laws?
to that, Jesus says it's fulfilled. Does the Bible say it's fulfilled?
Okay, the Bible says it's fulfilled. What
Yeah,
about
so,
the other laws? Did
so
you break it?
that is why he said it is talking about the verse that concern him. It is about him.
But me, I'm talking about the verse that concern the other laws.
Kagaran, it is okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to go now. My time is up. Okay. I thank
All
you
right.
for joining me. I thank you. I appreciate you. Always join me next time too. Okay. Join me next time. Okay. But
All right.
according to you,
So-
join me. I don't speak anything again. Okay. Let the Bible speak. Mr. Rewa, I have to go. Okay. So let's make it next time. Okay. But that's it. Let the Bible speak. For Mr. Remo, I have to go. My wife is exploding. My time is up. I have to go. Please share this video for us. Baba Shuaib, be steady. Call me. Call me, okay? If you want to have a conversation, call me. Don't wait till I call you and tell me I have 10 minutes. You want to control the conversation. Call me too, and then let's sit down and let's analyze what you say. Seto SSK for me, the man who say, I'm Srema, Mama, bye.